So, hello and welcome to another episode of the Tavern.
He's nowhere near the mic. It's like it's, hello and welcome to the Tavern.
Hello and welcome
We do an hour setup and then
to
it's like,
another episode
right then,
of the
let's get on
Tavern.
with this, boys.
Oh God!
Can someone do me a quick favor and see the pink on the wall? Can you try and pick that off? Because that's fucking buzzing.
That is not looking good, to be honest.
Blue sack, isn't it?
It's like a fairy jizzed. This morning, just writing a...
Oh mate, that's
Get over
it's
and
the
reach
fucking-
towards his
it's
head. Oh, you've just peeled the paint off.
I know. That's what I started peeling it and the paint came off.
You weren't meant to go that deep, Black. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tavern. Today we've got our original cast. So it's myself, Dale.
It's me, Josh.
It's me.
It's me.
Stop
me, Sam.
Stop me, like myself, Dale.
It's me, Sam.
It's me, Kai.
It's me.
Wait, I thought you were Glenn.
Sorry, I'm Glenn.
I didn't invite Kaif on today. So, we've kind of gone full circle here and we've come back to the original cast of the podcast. So jumping straight into it, obviously big news in the UK at the moment. Dude, I'm being
The
serious.
worst thing is, I was fighting laughing, and then he was gone already.
Is this because you didn't do the meme?
I don't know. It just
Just the story, innit?
Just the story, yeah.
It was like the serious lead up to
He
it.
went all serious.
What would you want to be like? Big news! Queen's dead.
He's fucking gone.
And I hope you're using that.
That's in. That's
Oh God!
What's your thoughts, Dale?
So obviously Queen Elizabeth has passed away. And
Carry on.
I would say it's shocking news for everyone, but
We knew it was
See,
coming.
I don't
she
think it's
lived a
shocking.
long
We all
life.
knew it was coming, right?
Yeah.
96,
She
wasn't she?
lived a long life, right? Or was
Pete-
she 90,
96.
Little bit too long.
96, was it?
Yeah, 96.
But I just wanted to take this time and I'm not trying to make a joke or anything out of this. In my opinion, it's sad news that someone's passed away, someone's mother, someone's grandmother. That's never nice, yeah. No matter how we look at this.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But I just want to kind of gather what people's opinions are
On the
royal family.
Before, I will just say, I was really shocked at how many people dislike the Queen and were
I
happy
wasn't.
she was
I
gone.
wasn't either.
But it's not surprising.
For me, the amount of countries, the amount of people, you'd expect most people to kind of be like, oh, that's
we've
sad.
basically invaded
So
every
many.
way.
Yeah, I know.
Every time, right?
Loads of people are celebrating, being like, wait, the colonizers
was a-
dead.
Oh, mate,
I'm
if you're from one of the colonies,
Yeah.
you happy
of
as fuck.
course they're
But
celebrating.
she was a figurehead of all of these things that happened in the
Yeah.
past. There's going to be people
You
that
kind
don't
of forget
like it.
about that when she's a
I
frail
think a
old
lot of
woman.
people forget that, the monarchy came from, fucking wars, castles and murdering.
Yes, but-
And
The history behind the whole
It's
family
brutal.
is just not
fucking
good,
brutal.
man.
But one of the weird things is why do people wait 96 years to talk about how much they hate the Queen?
I guess it's
Yeah.
the same. Oh no, I'm not going down that road.
Just pop
The same way that some other stuff happens when people die, right?
But,
It's easier to talk about
things
it.
come out.
The thing is, right, when
It's easier to fight that battle when you haven't got that
An
person.
opponent.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, when
For
someone
want of a better
dies
word,
on the
right?
internet, there's memes about it. I wasn't even shocked. I was shocked how quick they were.
Yeah.
It's almost like people have folders.
The Gulag one got me.
When the Queen dies folder, here are my memes.
Yeah, but did you guys see
hell in the
there's
salad,
some things where and it in my mind it's completely unrelated to the news that had come up, but it was on the news where it was Queen Elizabeth is getting healthcare and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think it was just before she'd passed, but
Yeah.
there's a guy in the background and it almost looks like a like an airport, like a landing strip type thing.
I know what you're.
And there's a guy in the
I know what
background
you're
like
about.
flossing. While his news is on the screen.
It's literally got the, the airplane with the banner, and you can see in the bottom 2 guys just flossing.
one guy starts flossing, and then like it looks like someone next to him just like tries to do it as well. And there's 2 people flossing on camera.
I don't know what's
with the news,
better
like, coming out.
sometimes is seeing a meme floss happening or seeing someone try to do
It was
a
bad floss as
and
well.
like,
It was a bad
It
floss.
was a bad floss, but it
the
was
timing's
like
all over the place. It's just,
it was almost the perfect floss at the same time. You know.
Have you guys ever seen Hasnabi? Like he's a top Twitch
I
creator,
know,
right?
Oh,
I know
yeah.
them,
So
right.
he put up a Queen video yesterday, and it is brutal from the get go.
Really?
He's like, "Let's go, lads!"
Oh my lord! Which was he? Is he like Jay Schlatt?
Yeah,
Who was like put
There's a-
up like
the
just
tweet.
coming back from the
Yeah.
UK, and then like a tweet after like this has nothing to do with me.
because he predicted somebody's death. I can't remember who it is, but he's playing Spy Party as well.
Yeah.
And Ludwig was playing as like the Queen-looking woman, and he's like, "You run out of time there, buddy." And he's like, "No, Queen's gonna live a really long time." He's like, "Well, I mean, March 2022 is going to be an interesting a month." Like he was like that
close
close.
a month on like, oh my god. That's crazy. Yeah, what's your actual thoughts on it, Dave? What's your
Like I
opinion on the
said,
royal family?
like
We're gonna have some pretty
Some diplomatic
extreme
thinking going on
thoughts
here.
right now.
so I for one, like I'm somewhat indifferent, I guess.
Okay.
Like it exists and has existed for a while. I think a lot of people have just gotten used to it, and I think that's the kind of mind frame I'm at. And like it is a case of she's passed now, and everything's kind of like coming to light again. Like it's not like it was ever hidden, the things that had happened in the
Covered.
past. Yeah, but like they kind of like just come into the forefront, and you like read it again, and you're kind of like actually, like, you know, these were bad things. So I guess I'm still somewhat indifferent to it, on a level that like is something that I'm used to. So like
That's fair.
if it's there, it's there.
Yeah, I'm the same. Sad someone died, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
kind
everyone
of
can,
brutal
But that-
monarchy.
Yeah, I think everyone can appreciate that. Obviously, it is a family member that's died. So I don't think anyone's even the people that are memeing about it and they say, "Oh, I couldn't give a shit." They I'm sure they care on that level. But in line with that, I couldn't care any less for the royal family as a whole.
Yeah, like
I've
I'm
got
not.
no,
I'm
like there are
absolutely-
people who are literally devastated.
Yeah,
and
there
I
are people
can't.
that are
I
devastated.
can't put myself in that mind frame.
But I'm not about to personally mourn over someone
Yeah,
that, like,
it is-
while I've seen a lot in the light, I've not, like,
No,
it's not on a personal
exactly.
level to
yeah.
me, you know?
I think that's
more,
what different
more of an
is that-
English thing, isn't it?
and I think that
That's
plays
the
a big
thing.
part.
They killed ours. They killed
So
her.
my mum's English,
In a
and I
tunnel.
saw the news.
Come on, give us the history lesson.
oh my god,
Oh
he's going straight into hell in a cell.
Can I say my thing quickly first before he goes on about Princess Di being killed? I was just gonna say
Princess
my
Di
mum's
what
English,
died?
and I phoned her up after I heard it, and I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm so sad." And I was
Yeah,
like,
honestly, it's-
and they're like, "I don't give a shit,"
So-
and she's obviously really sad about it.
What I've found so not
think
difficult
that's-
to see, but I've been so surprised by is the wording that some of the tabloids and some of like the companies and the big parties around the UK in terms of anything, whether it's like rugby clubs and it's like football teams, they've all got some sort of personal message going out, and they're very much like if anyone's mourning on this day, and it's incredibly personal, the messages, and I find it so difficult to understand how anyone has got a personal attachment to the Queen outside of very close family members and friends. Like I just don't get it. Like,
I think it's a
don't-
lot of older people.
I can get it, right? And it's because it's probably just the same way people are sad when like a musician dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Okay,
some reason,
okay, yeah, that's fair.
for some reason, at some point in their life, the Queen just meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
So when she dies, she's devastated.
Yeah,
Like,
I
my
think-
mum was devastated when Meatloaf
Yeah,
passed.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the
But she's
I'm
not
not-
there. Like, I don't know her
She doesn't
opinion on
care
the
about the Queen.
But
My
like,
nan was
Meatloaf
crying.
to
My
my
nan was-
mum
my
was
nan
like
was in tears.
her hero.
Yeah, I think what the only thing I can understand from it is the whole the Queen has been like a staple in terms of like
Yeah.
society as
It's
a whole
almost
over
like
the
a
last like
weird-
70 years. Like she's the only consistent thing through all the ups and downs that we've gone through as a nation over the
For
last
a
like,
long
70
time
years.
as well.
She is consistent in that respect. So like, I guess it's a lot of people look to her as like a like a figurehead and like
Yeah.
But it-
she's there.
Well,
We can.
It
carry
almost
on
seems
type
like a weird parasocial relationship. Like,
yeah.
people
Too
feel
many
like
of them, innit?
It's like
Yeah.
a cult.
people feel like they know her more than they do, almost.
Well, I mean, one of the things that kind of caught me off guard was I looked at the news and it was like, what's going to happen now? And then it went on about money because she's on every single bit of
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
And it was
yeah.
like,
I'm-
all of these are going to be changed.
but
To, like,
they won't
be-
change it.
be-
They'll slowly come out of
Yeah,
circulation.
they're
Like, they'll add
gonna
the new
reintroduce the
into-
like new ones.
Oh, dude,
with-
that's gonna be.
Everyone had your
weird.
money in.
and that's the thing. That's the
gonna be
thing.
weird.
I was like, I don't really care. She like, it's sad she's died, whatever. But I was like, fuck, the money's gonna be different.
But working in a
My
school,
God,
that was
that's
actually
weird.
like working in a school. That was the question the kids had the most. Like, what happens with the
It's
money?
Prince Charles.
And like,
Oh, sorry,
it
King
wasn't the
Charles.
question I expected from people. They were just like, what happens with that money? Like,
Yeah.
they wanted to know if it just kind of
Yeah.
stopped being like,
I thought it
was it the same
Legal
as,
tender.
yeah, legal tender.
We were banging on this last night. I don't know why. Gary even said something like legal tender, and literally we repeated it about 40 times. Like, yeah, legal tender, pal.
I
I've
got
had a moment like that where somebody, like when I worked in a shop and somebody gave me sterling, I went, "What the fuck is this?"
I remember you talking to me about it.
I was like, "Can I accept this?" He's like, "That's legal tender, pal." And I went to my boss. I was like, "Can I accept this? It's a £50 sterling." And he was like, "No, we can't actually." I was like, "Fuck off." He's like, "We have the right to refuse as a small business,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's not legal tender."
But it was quite like,
It's weird, isn't it?
it is mad how people still don't know what a Scottish note is like.
yeah.
We don't see I'm doing.
It's because
Yeah.
it's so insignificant as a country.
I get
Fuck you, Gary.
I love how he's never like, fuck you, Rob. Rob doesn't give enough for
Have
shit.
you
does he?
No, he
seen their
doesn't
money
care.
though?
Gary's gonna be
they've
personally
got-
attacked.
Yeah.
You pull out their money and it's got like fucking dudes wearing chainmail. It's like,
There's a
it's
fish
not-
on one of them.
Yeah, I remember.
it's really weird.
Yeah, there's just a fish on one of them. Like.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna be us soon. No,
Were
they don't
they,
want to
like-
put fucking Charles on everything. Do
To be
Were
they?
they
fair, like
like that,
Icelandic
bro?
money does have a fish and a crown on theirs too.
It was exactly
A
that.
crown
I
kind
feel
of makes
attacked.
sense. A crown makes sense, but like a fish.
Yeah, that's a strange one.
Like,
Our entire money is fish.
Yeah, like they
really?
What are you trading
Trading
fish?
cod, like
I'd like to buy a
I'd buy
house.
a telly,
That's
please.
50,000 fish, please.
the coins actually do. Like one of them has fish on it, right?
All
Yeah.
of them have fish.
So do you
Oh, they
buy
all have
aquariums
fish. Oh.
and just put the notes in? And then just
They
watch
swim,
the notes
like.
flip flop around.
They go to the bank and it's literally just an aquarium.
Oh, we got one. They take fishing rods with them together, like to withdraw their money.
Yeah, I'd like to make a withdrawal.
Oh, it's a big one. I got a deposit on a house.
imagine taking a loan out. Like, you've got to buy your own fish tank to take a loan out.
No, it's just a little fishbowl.
Fish
I'd like
tanks
to
are
make
expensive.
a withdrawal. You just pop the money in, take it out.
No wallets.
Yeah, just fish bowls. Everybody has.
Everyone in
Oh,
Iceland has a
God.
fish bowl.
That's a nice little segue from the Queen.
In my head, I've just got Icelandic people coming over to the UK and just watching people eat fish and being like, these crazy bastards must be loaded. They're just eating money out here.
Money, money away.
It's like people who wipe their butts with money and instead they're just eating the money instead.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I don't think the monarchy and stuff should be a thing. Like
You don't think it should be a thing?
You know, like with tourism and stuff, people go on about tourism, and
Well, it
I've
brings
said
in loads,
before
doesn't it,
it
apparently?
brings in. a
they
lot.
bring in loads. But what would you prefer? Going to whatever the palace is
This is going to be ridiculous.
and seeing the queen
Whatever
on
the palace
throne.
is.
Whatever.
You don't-
Going to the palace and seeing the queen on the throne, just sat there, old woman. fucking
Why should
crown
bloody
on her
open on anymore?
Oh, I know, but imagine this was a week ago. Seeing her there, or instead going and seeing a monkey on the throne instead. What would you pay more for?
I'd pay more for the monkey.
I'd pay
Exactly.
more.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
If-
So many people would. They'd be like,
But
monkey on
would
the
you
throne.
pay more for the monkey for the meme though, right?
No.
Whereas like I don't think
No,
that,
it'd be like a zoo.
I don't think people would
I
travel.
go often.
Travel
Yeah, they
there,
would.
like
Oh, the UK's got a monkey on the throne. Oh, there it is.
But I think people
50
would.
years
Initially,
ti-
people
yeah.
would come over and check that
Nah,
out.
50 years time, they'd pay to go see the monkey that's been descended and is on the throne.
Like,
it'd be
oh,
huge
the
tourism.
monkey
Can you imagine
steps-
it's royalty?
Yeah, exactly. It literally is royalty versus a monkey. It doesn't take taxes. It doesn't fucking renovate their flats. It's just a monkey on the throne. It would bring. I'd go see it. I wouldn't go see the Queen.
You could
but
keep
I'd go
it-
see.
you could
I was
keep
just
it
dead.
in
You
the
say, you
enclosure.
say I wouldn't go see the Queen, but like,
She's dead,
have
so I
you
couldn't.
gone to London and gone, I want to go see Buckingham Palace?
Nope.
You haven't?
I've been there. And
So
gone,
I have, just
I
like
have no
multiple
issue. I have no
times, like-
desire.
I've been to London many
Yeah.
times, and then not once I've ever gone. I'd like to see Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't give a flying fuck.
I mean, I'll go out of my way to like
but
walk past it. It looks
If there was
stunning.
a fucking great ape on that seat, I'd be there. I'd be like, where's Stu? I want to go see a monkey.
I can't believe Kike's agreeing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm there.
You
Guys.
see-
I'm
if there was
fucking booking a ticket.
If there was an animal on the throne, I would go see it, right? And it wouldn't be like, it'd be the same way with the Queen, right? You see her once, you go see the Buckingham Palace, you go, I'll probably never go there again, right? So, with the monkey, you might actually go back.
Yeah. Mate,
Anything could happen with a monkey on the throne.
You could go one day and see her throw shit at somebody.
Yeah, up on the balcony, when it kind of
It
comes
would
out
be
onto the balcony,
entertaining no matter
and then
what.
this monkey's just like,
could also jump off to his death.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean? What do you want about
but
that?
the good thing with a monkey is there's more.
you just get another coronation.
There's
Then,
only
don't you?
one queen.
Wow.
It could jump off to his death, but a human could do that too.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Oh fuck, man.
Mate, you have got so many monkeys to go through. There's fucking gorillas, chimpanzees, different types of
You
monkeys.
said great
You could
ape,
have a
but
gibbon.
I know you want a gibbon on the throne.
Yeah,
right?
I'd love a gibbon.
Because
Mate,
the
you
weird
go
thing
see it,
about
just be
this
there going,
is
I lose my mind.
the weird thing about this.
I
is
didn't see this.
We
conversation
actually
going this way. I'll be
but
honest.
we knew Sam's opinion on having a monkey on the throne before this.
Yeah, true.
Like we knew it existed.
Maybe
Like
we should've steered away from this
he's
conversation.
actually stated that he'd like to see a gibbon on the throne.
Many times.
100%. I mean it. Imagine
you
the
know,
amount.
Dude,
Dude,
something's wrong when you know your mate actively wants a monkey on the throne.
mate,
It
the
doesn't just
amount of-
randomly come
Hold
to
on,
conversation.
hold on.
knowledge, like.
The amount of people all over the world that would go, what the fuck? They got monkeys on their money. Someone's like,
No one says, "Oh, they got fish on their money." About
yeah,
Iceland.
but a
So
monkey's
nobody gives
cool.
a fuck
We
about
literally
fish.
just said they got fish on their money.
Yeah, but like no one knows that. Like Sam's making out that like, oh, there's an animal on the money, and therefore everyone would know about it. Like
No,
that's-
but they'd be like, oh, I kind of want to see it.
Josh, let's be real, right?
I don't know why I'm the only person here who's actually speaking
Let's just
reasonable.
be
This is
real. People
ridiculous.
care far less about fish than they do, animals.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right? So if there was a monkey and they'd be like, mate, they got a monkey, he's got a fucking cape and a crown. I gotta see this.
Mate,
He's all set
you
up.
know
Oh,
about
fuck.
fucking the Zimbabwean dollars where you can get like 100 trillion as a note, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That could be our Zimbabwe dollars.
I'm done.
I'd fucking pay for it. It'd be so good. I'd love it. And as I said, there would be no racism because monkeys don't care. There would be no. They wouldn't. Well, I mean, they do care. Wow.
We've
They
just
wouldn't-
glossed over two topics. They killed our.
No,
they killed our,
sorry.
And that the whole
We
royal
have-
family is racist.
We've glossed over
They
that
are.
very quickly.
Also, we wouldn't have to worry about them covering up.
Nonsense.
I was gonna say if I held
Oh,
up.
there it
But
is, the
we shouldn't even-
trifecta. We've hit all.
We shouldn't
The
even
Queen
hide
does
from
all
that,
of that.
No, I
They
don't
covered
think
up
they are.
racism,
I just think-
noncery, and everything else. And murder. They've covered all three. A monkey wouldn't do
But
that.
we
A
definitely
monkey
shouldn't
could
hide
think of
from
that.
that. Like
I do feel like
that
a monkey
fucking-
could choke another monkey to death
They
and think
could,
nothing of it.
but it would just be
But
like,
then that monkey would take the throne.
yeah. Mate. Oh, I want that. I want that so bad.
It's like dog and
Sounds
dog.
like fucking
Oh,
pay-per-view, like.
If one monkey kills another monkey and gets onto the throne, it's my king.
Fair try.
yeah, it is what it is.
That's my kingdom.
My king. Mate, they'd be playing the fucking national anthem. I'd be there singing along. I'd be like, that's my king. I'd be wearing the t-shirts with the monkey's face on it, crossed out, long live the new king.
What would the national anthem go to?
God save the king.
Probably.
Just the king.
Just still,
just still the king. It wouldn't be like anything else.
God save
What would
the
you
king.
want it
then
to
we'd
be?
I don't know.
start
Dale, I don't want a monkey on the throne, mate. So
Mate,
I wouldn't want to
imagine
fucking.
I'd love it.
imagine a day of coronation and we get to name the monkey as well. Monkey McMonkface, like.
with. I name you Marcus.
It would be so much like community input on this
It's
as well
so
because
good.
the monkey doesn't have the
There'd be
input.
so much
Mate,
people would be loving it.
I'm not even joking. I'd fucking love it.
You're far too passionate about
It's
this.
so, mate.
It's a deep
like
concern.
I told there was already a concern with Sam because he was passionate about this before it randomly came up in conversation.
Do you want to know the weird thing? We've spoken about this in the past.
Yeah, I know. Like I've heard
had this
of you
conversation.
being actively
And
for
both of
a
us
monkey
went-
being on the throne,
Yeah.
and this is why people like Sam shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Why? Why? Hold on. The amount of people.
I'm in.
Just imagine every single person who watches this. Would you pay money to go and see a monkey on the throne? Well, just like comments
We're not
for
watching
themselves.
this. We can't answer.
No, I know. I'm talking. I'm talking to the people who watch it. I guarantee 95% of the people would go, yeah.
95.
I'd say
Can we do
like
it, guys? We can do a poll on the Tavern as well, right?
I'd say
I think
right.
so.
20% of chat would travel to go see a monkey on the throne, right? And I'd say that's a high number because most people, right, wouldn't leave their house for like fucking 10 grand.
Kyle's calling people out right here. Like,
I reckon it would be more than 20%.
Just literally just hounded off of our entire community.
I reckon, just as everybody in the world knows about the Queen, every single person would know about King Monkey. King Monkey. They know about it. They would know about it, and it would be glorious. And if this ever happened in 8 years' time, when it died, if it died before I did, which doesn't, no, I died within 8 years. If it died before I did, I'd be there crying. I'd be mourning the monkey. I'd be so sad.
And now we understand why people are sad that the Queen
And then,
died.
do you want to know what would happen?
he'd have more investment.
Immediately afterwards, I'd be like, "Long live new King Monkey!" Straight afterwards.
Right, can we move on? This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but what if new King Monkey had killed old King Monkey, which you were then invested in? You'd still cry for
no
the one.
loyalty.
He wasn't strong enough.
Sounds like
Only the strong can lead a
he's
nation.
like, I'm so sad he died, but he was weak. Long live New Monkey.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, I
cannot support such weak-minded people.
Like,
to the new king.
Exactly.
King Davy, why weren't you strong? I remember the days you used to bully him. What happened?
I'd pull down the posters of the old one, put up posters of the new one. I'd devote my life to it. It'd be so good. Oh,
Think of like, like we'd have like Jubilee Street parties and stuff. How class would they be like?
It'd be amazing. It'd be so fucking good.
Who am I sat on?
Josh is fucking mind blown. He's like, who the fuck are these?
Welcome back to the Tavern, Josh.
we would actually be a joke of the world, but we'd bring in so much money. It'd be insane. And we'd save so much money. Because they spend too much. The royal family is actually a joke. They're stupid. They spend way too much money on stuff. Paying off, people's crimes. Paying for flats. Murdering princesses. Honestly, the amount of shit they do is insane.
We've gone full conspiracy.
They killed that princess. They're racist.
It's to a different place.
They literally are, though.
They have a nonce for a son.
No.
Or it is.
You can't deny it.
No,
it's
I can't.
It's so.
I guess it's terrible.
Missed the fucking nose.
I feel bad for saying I'm indifferent now because I shouldn't be indifferent. I should hate it.
There was a picture I saw of a street name.
The person or the monarchy, like.
There was a.
I should hate the person. Yeah, you're
Wait,
right.
there was
the monarchy as a whole, like
there was a street
the idea
name
of a monarchy, I shouldn't hate.
The
Somebody
monarchy paid his
posted-
fucking legal troubles.
Yeah, but the idea of having a monarchy, I shouldn't particularly hate. The whole idea of having a monarchy is what I'm indifferent
The whole
to.
principle of the monarchy isn't to hide.
Monarchy.
Monarchy isn't to hide nonsense. That's not like the principle.
It'd
That's
be racist.
apparently
The monarchy,
UK's
right?
principle.
If
Well,
we care about
it's to colonize
tourism, the
places,
monarchy
yes.
belongs in a museum.
Yeah.
The whole
monarchy.
thing should just be like they still
So you're
somewhat
saying-
have some power.
Keep a royal family, but put them behind glass.
Yeah.
Oh, like a zoo.
Yeah.
You know
Like
what
a
fit?
Hey, if we put them behind glass, at least the nonsense can't touch kids.
I'm gonna keep this next bit in. I saw a picture where it was like, it was a street name and there was a sign and it was,
Oh, yeah.
it was cool. It was like, whenever Prince Andrew's near,
It's
they
called-
need to warn.
It's called
They
Prince
need
Andrew Close. Isn't it?
like they need to warn schools. Prince Andrew close.
It was something. Yeah,
It literally was like we put up warning signs. The local areas have started to put up warning signs
yeah.
for the kids.
I'm telling you, mate,
like
right,
for him
people-
traveling to Balmoral
People
Hospital
who
or
love
whatever.
the monarchy, they're gonna be fucking molding right now.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna be so angry.
Yeah. It was,
Piss a couple of people off. Yeah, I think.
Kids. Like honestly,
When do we not?
They have colonized so many different places, ruined loads of lives.
like
What
how
have they done?
We started off as fairly tame, like a little bit of this, a little of that. Sam towards the end. Death to them all, monkeys rule.
I mean, that's monkey law, isn't it? Eat the rich. They do. Hold on.
I told you about this. Haven't
Yeah,
I? Yeah,
yeah,
because
you
I
did.
brought up right. There was a study about monkeys, right? And if one monkey hoarded too many bananas, they killed them
And they'd eat them, and then they'd eat their food because they basically like just
because
take it away
they're a
from them.
social hierarchy.
Wow.
Like
They like sense capitalism.
in order
They
to
eat it.
in order to
Smart.
for a monkey to hoard bananas, it has to be a sociopath. So they kill it.
So does that mean we're going to hunt down
The rich.
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, That's the whole term, eat the rich. It's fucking hunt them down.
Nice.
Murder them. Give their money to everyone else.
Doesn't mean kill them. It just means
It means kill them.
It just means that they should be
Monkey
fairly
law.
taxed.
No, in all seriousness, let's not go that way.
Monkey law demands blood.
Ape together strong.
Would just be a pile of sticks now.
Genuinely though,
At
I
least
think
Sam's point of view is so ridiculous you can't be angry.
I almost feel like we're on a direct
pretty much
path to Planet of the Apes. Like the UK is just going to be taken over if we go down that route.
Fuck yeah. Monkey Island.
About 80% of what I say
Hold on.
is
Whoa,
real.
whoa, whoa.
The 20% is a joke.
Are you saying that if a monkey assumes the king's position, that all of a sudden they're going to become intelligent enough to take over the UK?
Yes.
Is that...
No. What's going to happen is we're going to accidentally, right, just be like, you know, monkeys deserve like all these things that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, proper housing and clothes. And then they're just going to kill us all.
But then what if someone then tries to be like, how do we get the next monkey on the throne? Well, let's kind of like work on it genetically, like modify this monkey so that he can like take over
So
the
we
throne.
can rule.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
only is it tourism, it's smart as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. And then all of a sudden we've got this smart monkey, which then leads on to like a further like
Yeah, and mate,
evolution
it's gonna
of
see
like
all of them in
smarter
cages,
monkeys.
and it's gonna be like we can't take.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can't
This is a film
This
that
isn't right.
Nicolas Cage would star in.
This
right?
is
and they're
Planet
gonna
of the
give their
Apes.
weapons, right? And yeah,
be like the monkey's advisor.
Can we just make like a retelling of Planet of the Apes?
mate, we're gonna be in
Bring the
Britannia.
UK.
It's like,
Budget SR version.
Monarchy of the Apes.
Monarchy of the Apes.
It's not a monkey. It's not a monkey noise.
Oh my god, he's turning already.
Maybe been turning for years. These fucking growlers are out like.
Fucking hell.
Fuck. Well,
Yeah, about
that-
only 80% of what I
What
say,
about the charity
I believe.
that he does?
What?
Good.
She's right.
What
The
about the
charity that the Queen does.
good shit.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Somebody in that
Charity
position.
is never bad.
Still killed Diana.
Somebody in that position should be doing something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of expected to a degree.
Wait, do you mean charity she gives money?
The royal family.
Or do they raise money?
Both.
Both. So not only do they give away people, taxpayers' money, they also raise taxpayers' money to give away to people.
Oh, can we talk about something fucking wild?
As opposed to what we just spoken about.
That's it. You know, have you seen the One Show?
Yeah.
Well, Holly Willoughby and
Yeah.
Yeah.
have you seen like the spin the wheel for energy?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's
my
so
God.
it's
No,
so
I've not seen
dystopian,
this.
right? So energy prices are super high. People can't
Yeah.
afford them. And they have a show, right, where they spin the wheel. You can either earn like you can get like $1,000, or I think it's something like we pay your energy bills for X amount of time.
Yeah.
And
So
like
they're
if
3 or
you
4
don't
months.
if you don't get the spin you want, they're like, oh sorry, you only get like £1,000 for your bills. I'm sorry. It's super
It's like
fucking weird.
£1,000, £2,000.
It's they're like they're making a game out of like people suffering.
It's literally like,
Yeah,
we'll pay
that's-
your electricity bill.
That's
for
so
free.
insensitive. Like the UK is in a fucking
But
crisis.
no. But this person spins the wheel, like the video I saw. They spin it, it lands on energy bills, and they're like, "Yes, that helps me out so much." And they're like, "We'll pay 4 months of your bills." And they're
That
like,
should
they're
not
really
be a prize. Like
It's a
That's
weird game.
wild.
it shouldn't
It's
be
insane.
like you need to win a prize to live.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you've only landed on this, and therefore you're not going to be able to
As far as I'm
keep
aware,
the kids warm for the next 4
the
months.
wheel you always win, right? But can you imagine someone coming on? They're like, "Oh, 4 months of my energy bill would save me from poverty," and they're like, "Sorry, I can only pay for 1 month."
So,
The wheel,
oh my,
the wheel is
Such a weird
dictated. You
thing.
only get this amount. I'm sorry.
mate, the UK is in a state like.
The post I saw had like a clip like that, and it was like, "We're living in Black Mirror." We're
Yeah,
like, "This is
that
happening."
literally is something out of Black Mirror.
It's
Right
fucking insane, isn't it? Actually insane.
I
Why
can't
don't we go
imagine
more
watching
insane?
that on TV.
I still think that the
Why don't we get a monkey on the throne?
is wilder than that, but still.
Why?
I'm more surprised
Why
by
are you
that.
so opposed?
I feel like
I think
reality's
it's 'cause I've
not-
had the
that
monkey on the
doesn't
throne
surprise
conversation.
me that you're more
Mate,
surprised by the
Honestly, having it would bring so much money in. It'd be amazing. It'd be like a zoo for the entire country to go see. I'd love it.
I want someone to shoot Sam. What's her?
So
Why?
another thing. So
Bro, you're not trying to take over a monarchy yet.
are they doing like do they do like an open casket thing for the Queen, like where they'll take it to a certain place
Where's
for
this
people
going?
to go visit?
You're gonna try and defecate on
I
us.
think it's genuinely.
Wait, are they gonna
open just
wait? Are they gonna taxidermy the Queen so people can go have a look?
Oh my!
No,
It
not,
should
not
be in a
constantly,
sorry
but
state.
like before
No
the funeral
chance.
or anything. Do they do anything like that?
I don't know.
Because a lot
I
of
don't
people
know if you
obviously
remember,
probably
we
have
haven't
a
had
funeral.
We haven't had a queen die for 70 years.
Yeah, I know
So-
that, but like, I don't know what they kind of do. Like, people want to go kind of pay respects, kind of thing, you know.
No, so
They would not have open caskets
I
because the
assume-
amount of people that would go and spit on it. Would
Yeah,
be
no, but you
outrageous.
wouldn't get that close. It would be 8 miles away.
Casket, isn't it? What?
I just didn't expect that.
Hold on. I said I was surprised how many people hate
In
the royal
fairness,
family, and you
He's
went.
not
I'm
wrong. Like,
Yeah, but also I wouldn't expect it to be a situation whereby people can openly go and spit into a
Well, it's open
coffin.
casket. What's the
Yeah,
point?
Yeah,
of
but
that?
no, they would
They
be
could
too
just
far
have
away.
They could
It would
just
be
have
I don't
behind
think anyone
things,
would
like-
ever get
Like,
close.
it's not.
It wouldn't be like, oh, I can
It's
go
not a
there.
walk
Like,
up and have a look type situation. Even
What's
if it
the point
was.
of having an
like a
open
fucking
casket?
McDonald's
Well, that's what I mean.
drive-through,
I
innit?
don't think they would bother.
Because what's the point of having an open? I know. I agree.
What's the
but
point
I'm
of
gonna
having an
carry
open
on.
casket
What's the
if
point?
you can't
No,
spit
no.
in it, or-
If you can't actually see the body and you have to stand 50 to 100 yards away, yards away, what's the point of having it? You could put a fucking wax doll figure in it
Well,
and
I
it'd be
think
fine.
that's the point. They
It's
probably
for
wouldn't
the
do
it's
that.
for the family, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have an open
They might-
casket.
I mean,
They might have something like
if
this.
it was for the
it's-
family, they could just
Okay,
put her on a dining
so-
table and go, "Oh, you go, boys." Like, have a look.
yeah, but like,
obviously, the question was that will there be an open casket for people to go visit? It's going to be closed, but people can still go to like where the coffin is
Yeah,
from
that
where I
makes
How do
see
we know
gather.
she's in?
yeah, I would have thought so.
You don't, do you? But like, it's just a place for
How
people
do we
to
know
go pay
anyone's in the
respect.
casket,
You know,
Sam?
Very good point.
No
It
one's
is literally
popping-
just
no
a place
one's
for people
popping
to
them
go
open
pay
like.
respect.
We're going to bring up Joe's point about how wrong ashes end up in her.
Oh fuck!
The
yeah.
Queen's
You open the
act-
casket,
oh,
she ain't
mate.
in there, someone else.
She's mixed in with dye.
oh, so you'd set her off in death, like Jesus Christ.
Oh my god,
Hell in the cell starts
I saw a
now.
meme about that. That was it the Mo and Homer one with Diana and the Queen.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Just
I don't
get it
know
up,
when
get
you're
it
on
up.
that.
It's definitely an SR chat.
Oh, is he?
Wait, Mo and Homer. Oh,
The Queen entering heaven, and I'll show you now. It's good.
I think I recognize it. You know most of this is a joke, though, right?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't know where we are at the moment. I'm lost. Sat on a sofa with a bunch of guys that think the monkey should be king. This
Dude,
fucking
how
shit's
good would
wrong.
that be, though?
Yeah, but like, what does it matter?
Yeah, I guess. I think that's what I'm finding the struggle to grasp, I guess.
What does it matter if a monkey's on the throne?
The royal family doesn't really matter.
I mean,
so.
she just goes and pays visits to people. A monkey could pay visits.
It would be
to
way
people.
more entertaining to see
Exactly.
him making public appearances. I guess.
Yeah, and like I said, up on the
Shit if he-
balcony would be
Mate.
sick. Like everyone watching down from the courtyard of Buckingham Palace.
Mate, you just see him swinging
And there's
around,
a
having a
monkey, like,
little
fucking-
wandering around.
Everyone's like, wait.
Hey,
It's this
it'd be
one.
amazing.
The Queen entering
Oh,
heaven,
yeah.
Diana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, it would be so good seeing it like do fucking front rolls and like swinging off of vines and shit and being like, that's my king.
I know people would be like, "That's so horrible. How can you say that? So insensitive." Does it matter?
I think that kind of just goes to show how little I actually care about them all when I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't. It,
Yeah.
it
Like,
matters
if
so
we
little
say,
in my
like-
day-to-day life that
If we say like, get rid of the monarchy, and you're like, but it brings in so much tourism. Does it really matter for monkeys on the throne then? If you care about tourism,
yeah. The idea
But
is
it's whether or
tourism.
not that still applies then, though, right?
If the
would be the
argument is
argument.
always
I mean, people would still
tourism.
pay.
yeah,
There'd
it
be
will.
some
And
tourism
you're
for
100% of
the
opinion that-
monkey monarchy would have some fucking.
If
tourism.
you went to London and someone
Would you-
said, "Oh, it's a monkey,"
Oh
on the
my
front," you'd
God.
go and visit. Like,
Yeah.
I just
would you
thought
be
of
like,
something.
will you go see King Smith the monkey?
I just thought
You'd be
of
like,
something amazing. Monkeys in the soldiers' outfits marching outside
"Oh my
Buckingham
God, that would
Palace.
be so
oh my God, like
Although I feel like we're going to like a, a little bit of a weird area with animal, like
Animal jobs.
yeah.
I was
But
going
we-
to say
but we
more
haven't
like
been there
cruelty,
yet.
where we like.
Do we pay them?
I guess
Bananas.
we'd feed it. I mean, do we? Yeah, I guess.
Bananas.
Is
we
that-
would pay
is
I
them.
that-
feel like we
We pay
still
them
have to stick
with
to a
tax.
minimum wage
I
thing.
definitely
Like,
feel that,
We
like,
pay them with taxes, just like the royal family.
I think just offering to pay monkeys with bananas is a form of racism, if I'm being honest. Or racial assumption, anyway, that they would be
What?
satisfied with bananas as a payment. Like, surely they might want a nice ribeye or something, do you know what I mean?
nobody brought race into this. Josh.
Wait, I did.
Monkeys.
I
don't-
did.
That's also
I reckon you
speciesism,
can't-
Josh.
Most-
I reckon you
The
can't
vegan
just assume-
teacher would like a word
Most
with you.
monkeys,
I've been taught in
aside
this group
from
not to make assumptions, Dale, all right?
the thing is though,
So I'm making my fucking point.
You'd be
Most
right to not
monkeys-
make assumptions in
Exactly.
this group.
most
like.
actual monkeys, aside from chimps who do cannibalize, most of them, well, actually only chimps cannibalize. Everything else is vegetarian.
When did you become a fucking
He likes monkeys,
monkey?
man.
It's,
But, like,
it's fairly recent
Monkeys
where
like-
he's like been spouting off monkey knowledge, but like
but Josh, monkeys like
he's
bananas,
he's
mate,
peanuts.
recently obtained
fruits.
this
Like gorillas,
useless
are vegan,
monkey
like
knowledge.
Gorillas
Well,
are
alright.
vegetarians, are
Fine.
vegans.
What,
Paying them in food.
what if they want fucking a cucumber?
Give him cucumber.
That's all I was pointing out. We shouldn't be making assumptions about their food.
We say bananas, but it's just a
And
general
then you
term. for
wrongly chose racism instead of speciesism.
food. Yeah, that's a bit
Is that what
whack.
it would be? Speciesism?
Yeah, but
They're
they're
a
not-
fucking
they're a different
species.
Well, no shit. Well, what does
No shit.
speciesism even mean?
They're a different
Racism.
I don't
from
know. Genuine
prejudice
species
against the
perspective.
species.
What? Say what?
Prejudice
You were
against the
generalizing
species.
all monkeys.
That's a thing.
Well, I mean, it's not racism.
I
is
mean,
it?
I
They're
wouldn't
not.
say really is a thing, but it is a word.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm glad I hadn't just not heard that before. Speciesism.
It might not be a thing, but it makes more sense than racism.
Why am I
against
worried that that's going to
monkeys.
become a thing?
So yeah,
under the
Josh.
assumption that
Josh
what?
is a speciesist.
Oh, no, that was the point I was making. Is that I'm not.
He hates America too.
Is he the stand-in for Glenn? Yeah.
I'm not being painted with that, bro. That's Glenn all over.
So yeah, my shit story about Josh this time is he looked down on my dog one day,
I got 5 animals.
and I haven't even got a dog.
There was a point made on the last podcast. There wasn't a story about someone shitting on me.
It's been missed a little bit.
Wait,
Like-
somebody shit on you?
What?
Should we make a new one?
Wait,
I'm so confused.
just in terms of like a negative story.
Oh, I thought you meant there
Oh,
was a story
literally
of someone
someone
booing on you. I
actually
was
taking a
like,
poo on me, Sam. Like,
It's because he cried last time someone said one.
whoa. Only a little bit, like. Just twice, like. 3 times. I'm still crying.
Mate, I'd love it, honestly. It'd be so good.
I don't know how we're still going back to this.
Different
every Friday.
hierarchies of
Please
monkeys
go
in the
on.
royal family.
Like, fuck.
You know, guards could be gorillas.
I mean, there's gonna be so many angry people.
There's
What-
gonna be fucking
What
fuming.
did you do here
at the
Saturday,
chat.
Josh? Oh, it's talked about monkey
Monkey
being
royalty,
the king.
what?
Monkey
for
monarchy, get it
45
right.
months.
Monkey monarchy.
Monkey
Monkey-aki.
It worked in Jungle Book.
It
Wait,
did.
what?
I mean, I guess it worked until, what was it called? Was it Shere Khan? What was the snake? Or was that Adam and Eve? Which one was the bad one?
God damn, that's
one?
two
The
different
Snake.
fucking
What was the
stories.
snake
that
actually
is.
called?
It was the snake in
Just
it,
got
right?
the story creation and fucking Jungle Book.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one had the snake that was bad. I know Adam and Eve did, but did
Jungle Book
both,
had
was
it.
it not?
Jungle Book has got a bad
Jungle
snake.
Book.
Yeah,
Wasn't-
both.
What was the snake
Oh,
called?
that's what I'm
though?
trying to remember.
Why do I want to know
Wasn't
the
the
snake's name
tiger
so bad?
bad as well?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the snake from Alice in Wonderland.
Wait,
there's no snake in Alice in
It's a
Wonderland.
Cheshire cat.
Yeah, it's a cat.
Oh, cat, snake. Come on, man.
See, he doesn't see species.
He's so progressive. He sees past species. We are this side of the house.
At this point, he's going to be so aggressive, he doesn't even see anything.
Walks into your house, he's Simon and Ari. He's like, yo, nice frog.
It's a nice animal you have there, but it's a dog. No, it's not. Let it
I
choose
see
for
past
itself.
species.
So I remember a snake with like hypnotic eyes.
Yeah, that's Jungle Book.
Yeah, it is
Jungle Book.
Jungle
Yeah. But what?
Yeah, but how did Alice deal with it?
By not being there.
The same way Adam and Eve did, apparently.
Adam and Eve. Eve got fucked. Not literally,
Whoa.
but she. Mate, do you know that she got tricked into eating that apple, didn't she, by the
She
snake?
did, yeah.
And then that just made them lose their immortality.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, what
because
What's
about
the
story's
name of the
real.
snake, though? Like, and
the
this
one
is
in
really
Adam and
fucking-
Eve? I don't know, it's a snake. What's the one in
The Jungle Book. So we got, let's go
Shere
through
Khan
some
is the tiger, right?
the
Mowgli
tiger.
is the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baloo is the bear.
Yeah.
What's the Black Panther thing called? Whatever
Don't know.
it is.
What's the.
What is
what?
it? Bagheera. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the.
No, Bagheera, yeah. you're
Baloo
right.
was the. Oh, wait,
Baloo
you
is
said
the bear. I said
They
Baloo.
What's
named the
the-
snake
sorry.
after a car brand. Car.
Oh, yeah, Car,
Oh,
you're
it's
right.
with a K on it.
Yeah.
Bugger.
What was the fucking. What was he called?
Louis.
Oh, Louis. Thank you.
I love how you got it off that. Just, what was this?
Thank you.
What was he, an orangutan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw something. Again, we're going to my knowledge of like monkeys. But you know how big he
I
was.
want to be like you.
You know how big Louis was in that.
Yeah.
Apparently, orangutans used to be fucking
In the live action
massive.
one, like, stupid
like
big.
like years and years. Like obviously,
Oh, they've, like,
centuries.
They
Like
shrunk,
like they were huge.
But I don't
Like,
know if they were like
massive.
the size of this building huge, because that's
Oh,
what it
no,
was
not
in
the
that
size of
film.
this
though.
building. No, but they used
Have
to.
you
be
seen the
massive.
live action Jungle Book?
Oh, can I tell you some
It was
fucking
like the size of
salmon
this building.
knowledge?
Yeah.
Salmon.
I would like to tell you about the sneaky fucker theory. So essentially, right, in the wild, I might be wrong. My science teacher told me this. Maybe he was bullshitting, right? But there's only small salmons and big salmons in the wild. And the reason for that is that the big salmons bully every other salmon so they can, spray the jizz over eggs. But the reason small salmons exist in the wild is because they can sneakily come on eggs while they're mating, while they're doing their ritual with the bigger salmons.
I actually weirdly watched some form of documentary on salmons recently, and obviously
weird porn or something.
Salmons obviously they swim upriver, right?
Yeah.
And it's to mate.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on this because the documentary I watched could have lied to me. Swim upriver to mate, right? For a lot of the time,
is this just the equivalent of this is not like financial advice?
Yeah. Don't go into science lesson and be like, this is legit. But like they swim upriver,
shit about salmon,
and it would be super like fucking take a massive toll on their body swimming upriver. They get to the end, they'd be battered and bruised, but it's all to fuck, right? It's all to like inseminate, right? But and then
nice one, Abs.
Nice one, Abs.
So then they would basically like mass inseminate, like basically fighting in a crowd. And because they're so bad and bruised, they just die. Like, so they would swim upriver. They would batter their body to swim upriver just to come on an egg and die.
That sounds like the life.
What a grim life! I can't believe I've just heard the term mass insemination.
Oh man,
do you reckon?
That is not something I thought I'd hear.
Salmon theory is correct. That there are small salmons that are covered in the cum of big salmons. Because they're swimming in while being
swimming between. They're like absolutely taking a load or two,
They're bad and bruised, but they're also covered in cum.
It's like a thunderstorm coming down. They're strolling in, like running through it.
I've seen something similar about fish where like two fish will be going at it, and like a smaller fish will basically sneak in the hole before the big fish
while they're fighting.
I'm gonna get it.
And basically, he has his way, and the big fish thinks it's him, but it's actually not him. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing ever. I can't remember the full details, but I remember thinking, like, he's inside and he's just getting come on or something.
Wait, I don't. Fish have dicks?
I don't think it's I don't know if it's a dick situation. Like,
the big fish is like, yeah, take my load, bro. And the little guy's like, get cooked, bro.
He's there like, okay.
He's like this. He's going,
He's here like, why am I finding this such a turn on?
I feel like this has flipped my knowledge of fish on its head. Like, because
it would definitely have to eat the big.
It might not have been a fish. It might have been like a sea creature. But similar concept, right?
But it would 100%
like a dolphin.
have to dispose of the big
I'm
ones.
I'm so proud of you, like.
Oh, I'm involved.
Yeah,
like you not see species again. Like. Welcome to the club.
Fucking bastards.
Speaking about animals, I saw a video about dodos where apparently they were like 3 feet tall, and they were basically what pigeons evolved from. Or like basically the same sort of family. But they were like 3 feet tall, huge things. You know how people always say...
You're basically describing a penguin.
I know they were...
Do you not know what a dodo is?
No, I do. But like you were referring to the size as if it's like completely ridiculous. Like
imagine a 3 foot tall penguin... not penguin.
Penguins are that tall.
Yeah, he's talking about
a 3 foot tall pigeon.
All right, that
was huge. Right. Yeah, you know how the common thing is that they are just so dumb that they just let themselves die?
The dodos.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I know.
Yeah, the people always make fun of them. They're like, oh, they're so stupid.
Pigeons aren't dumb?
No.
I distinctly remember driving in a car. I was like, the grill looks so good.
But with dodos, the common theory is that they went extinct because they are so dumb that they just let themselves be caught and killed because they literally just stand there. But the thing is that they grew up on an island with no natural predators, so they didn't learn fear. So humans landed on it, walked up to them, and just went boom, and all the rest just went, oh, because they didn't understand the whole concept of fear. And it's kind of wild. Like, can you imagine never actually understanding fear at all to the point where you can just see something happen and go,
yeah, look at Josh, fucking big man right there.
But like we learn. We learn fear through our experiences.
Yeah,
and like
I can't.
games.
Like,
we know
that's
that's not
wild.
true.
Yeah, honestly,
and seeing other people deal with fear. Like,
And it's
that's
kind
weird.
of
Everything's learned by example.
insane
in that
though
sense.
that they're not actually dumb. They just didn't develop it.
But
So
by
they're just there,
definition, are they not dumb because of that?
Well, I
By
mean-
default, like?
I mean, no, because it's more of just like they were smart animals anyway, but they just grew up in an environment that didn't need fear, so they didn't have it.
Yeah, so that's how I always wondered. Like, people say, like, "Oh, these dog breeds like super intelligent. These ones are super stubborn." I was like, "How can you be born with that predetermined?" But over time, I started to like see, okay, you can literally breed animals to literally think that way. It's like with Remy, she like herds tigers all the time. The moment he goes to the
Remy
garden-
doesn't see fear either, by the way.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah,
I
she just jumped off a cliff.
I saw
Yeah.
fear in her eyes once. She was in here and I barked her and she fucking
I was about to
legged
say,
it.
what are you about to tell us, Sam?
Like,
Sam's there like,
mate.
yeah, I scared
she-
a dog. I scared the shit out of a dog.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
Didn't know
like,
fear until she met me.
she was barking in the background of Ebbs's like microphone before, and I was like, "Ebbs, just bark back. It'll stop it." And she was like, "No, I'm not going to do that." She brought it to the office, and she came over to see me, and I was like, "Woof, woof," and she shit herself
She literally like went down there. So it was like,
and ran away. And she went and hid underneath Ebbs's desk afterwards.
But I certainly felt fear that day she jumped off a cliff.
I'm
And
not
Ebbs
surprised.
knows
I remember
exactly
you
where I was.
I'm not
like,
surprised at all, mate.
it's like I just stopped and like I turned to Ebbs and was basically like,
Your dog's
in
dead.
my mind was like, your dog's dead, like. Because she just
Do you want to tell the
launched.
story of what happened?
Yeah. So like we went up Brecon. We went
a
on the
mountain.
waterfall walks. So there's like 4 waterfalls along like a 4-hour path, like trek. And we took Tychus and Remy.
And I didn't go because I was like, fuck
Yeah.
walking.
So Will was in charge of Tychus. So he was walking him around, and Remy was just kind of like, she was behaving, so she was just off the lead, like running in front. And then there's this point where we went across like a narrow path, and there was a bunch of hikers coming down on the low path below us. And like, it's like that, like you basically got to step foot in front of foot. Remy was cool, like went on ahead. And like thinking about it beforehand, maybe we should have put the leash on going across there, like.
Massive. Nah.
But like, yeah, these hikers with like, proper gear on, like hard hat, were below us. I was like at the front with Remy in front of me. And Remy sees this like yellow hat below her and just went, woo! And jumped off like, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do? And like, she was fine. She was absolutely fine. She basically fucking took a hiker out, like, so nearly killed a hiker while trying to
Really?
kill herself. Like,
She landed on the guy.
I don't think it was on it. Like there was like a slope like that, but like
Yeah.
below that again was like waterfall. But she'd like gone down to the next path, which wasn't far. She'd literally just run down the side. But I thought it was going to be a case
Game
of
over,
if you run down there, you're going all the way. But yeah, I've never been so scared in my life. Like,
No time for that.
yeah, I was.
Yeah, Ebbs thinks it's hilarious. Dale's like, I gotta tell Guy if I killed this dog.
Yeah, that was it. I was like, how do I go back and be like, your dog's dead?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a tough
I killed your
conversation.
dog. Like,
Yeah, that's a tough conversation. That is. I wouldn't want to ever be in that.
no.
By the way, your dog's dead.
Yeah, she can make
There's
some
no easy way
fucking
of saying it, is it?
insane jumps.
Yeah, she's just mental.
Yeah.
She is mental. She's class dog, but she's mental.
She has no like sense of like distance or height. She's like, if she'll try it, because like the other day, wasn't it? I basically had a lot of takeaway, right? So between the door and where I sat, there's quite a few bags, and she doesn't like rustling bags. So she's like, I can't walk through that. I gotta jump. So she tries to jump to the sofa, and she's like, like face against the sofa, hits the ground.
Like one of those like YouTube comps. Like,
But
I
you
see
know,
so many.
you got to give credit to her. She tried.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
So
Yeah, what's next?
Welcome back.
mate, we've like
Going off the
Tangent
rails.
off. Yeah.
we've literally covered one topic.
Got any
which-
actual topics,
The
Dale? or-
topic we've covered is the topic that I added this morning. So I was like, we should probably like acknowledge.
We should definitely
Queen.
address.
Oh yeah. So please stop telling me the Queen's dead. Just please stop telling me,
Dude,
I
the
know.
amount
Hey,
of fucking
Kite's
comments
British,
I
let's
see.
tell him.
Yeah.
People get overly excited to tell people about stuff like that, don't they?
Every
Like,
time
Yeah.
a celebrity
Have you
dies.
heard the news?
Yeah, every time a celebrity dies, like, oh my god, Kaif, you'll never guess what. What? This guy's dead.
You're like,
Your
nice,
mom
nice.
was really surprised because like I come home from work and obviously the only news that had been given was like the Queen's got like medical assistance at the moment, and I just like the Queen's probably dead, by the way. And then it come out like a couple of hours later, Queen's dead. She's like, How'd you know?
I somehow,
was like, they
somehow knew.
They were sending family
She
over.
was probably dead before.
Yeah.
Like a good
Actually, I'm
couple.
not
They were sending family
Josh,
to
say
the.
it.
No.
You knew. What did you know?
No.
What did you know?
Someone I know works for
Yeah.
like in the emergency services, and yeah, they had certain procedures. That
Oh,
were,
really?
yeah.
Well, I knew that somebody works in like what's called like government in Cardiff, and they in Cardiff in London, and they were closing everything down, lights off. So
Oh, really?
it was.
Did you
yeah,
see all the
yeah.
conspiracies online with like the news people wearing certain colors and stuff like that? Do you read any of you read anything like
No, I
that?
don't
Apparently,
read
like
conspiracies.
one of the main news guys on ITV wore a black tie. Apparently, never wears a black tie. So apparently, he knew or something. There's loads of shit like that out there.
There's always going to be stuff like that come into light.
Speaking of
probably-
conspiracies,
you probably
what
find-
about no?
You probably do find that, like, in news stations, they're obviously going to get tipped off. And they'll just be like, look, just wear something respectable to
Yeah.
work today. They won't tell them why.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think that's completely, like...
No, it's got to be something maybe. Or
I don't think
they
that's
have,
a
like, an
conspiracy
emergency
theory.
kit.
Yeah, I don't really think that's a big deal either.
Yeah, I don't think it was not so much a conspiracy. Sorry, more just theories on.
Oh, can we-
at what point she died and who
You
knew
brought
when.
her up.
Can we
I
talk
wanna
about conspiracy
it.
theories?
Yeah.
I was just going to say
I
this.
really want
I
to.
stopped myself because I was like,
You stopped
"Fuck
yourself.
No.
and I was sat there going, I want to talk about this.
I mean,
just as soon as
to be
Kai
honest,
started,
I
was like,
love a good conspiracy.
No,
theory,
here's my
so-
favorite question, right? Do you think aliens exist?
Oh, but that's not really a thing though, is it? Right? Because like, and if you go down the science route and actually the whole thing, there's like, it's more a case of the fact that they do exist and you just have to accept it, right? Because of the infinite possibilities.
So they do exist.
It's not quite infinite, but
Well, it more or less is, right? The
it's fucking massive.
the way that they go through it, and the fact that they talk about how our molecular structure is built, how often that is replicated in other areas of the universe, that it's almost guaranteed that something similar to us is,
100%.
is out there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
at least the way that I've been led to
that's-
be.
I'm
believe,
the
like-
same. Like,
Yeah.
Wow,
they-
that's actually surprising for me, Josh. I thought you'd be like, nah, there's only God. just to see such
I'm
a
like the biggest atheist on the planet. Like,
no,
what the fuck?
just to see quite like a
Be a contrarian,
a
to
good-
disagree with everyone.
logical response from you.
I like to throw in a logical response every now and again, Clive.
Yeah, I
Mix
don't
it
know.
up.
Okay, all right, next
we're
one.
expecting you should have had.
I was expecting something fucking batshit from Josh, honestly.
We weren't expecting anything logical from you, Josh. There's
Every
the
now
three
and
guys
again.
that were just like
That's what
monkey on the throne.
Exactly. I like to
So-
keep people on the back foot. You know.
Another conspiracy theory then. Do you believe aliens walk among us?
No.
No, I
No?
don't. No, I think that like
Tom Cruise?
I think that yeah. I mean, there are certainly people alien-esque amongst us, but
You've seen his middle tooth, right?
Have you never seen that?
no.
No,
Tom
it's not a
Cruise.
thing.
His
Someone put a
teeth.
line down the middle of his face, and he has
a
one
central
central
tooth.
tooth.
Oh, that's weird.
It's literally this tooth in
Oh
the
no,
middle.
I
like.
can't look at that because
Hang
I
on.
always something
No,
you
no,
can't
no.
unsee. Like,
You-
no, I'm not
yeah,
looking.
That
yeah,
can't be
yeah.
real.
I like
That
watching his
can't-
films.
that
Don't
cannot
fuck
be
that up
real.
for me.
It's
That's
literally
horrendous.
Tom Cruise sent a tooth.
That's insane. That can't be real, though.
Nah, it's weird. You put the fuck up my day anyway. Oh no, that's not
Classy.
like. Oh no.
There you go. It's more that it like
Oh, that's disgusting. That's not real.
it's more that
There's
his
no way.
it's more that his teeth have set just
Yeah,
a
it's,
little bit off.
Yeah.
You know?
So hold on then. Do you think that aliens walk amongst us?
Hell no. But I do think some people are aliens. Like they're so fucking weird.
Or alien in just in the sense of like they're not normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's fair. Yeah. I agree with that.
Like they may as well just be aliens.
Yeah.
because
that
they're
was
so
really
fucking strange.
confusing. Like, no, I don't think this was.
No, I thought you were memeing. I was
But
like,
I think
who
some
do you
people
think's
are
an alien?
aliens.
Oh, off the top of my head, I don't know. Sorry.
I think he's trying to dupe us. Yeah, I think he might be an alien. You know?
fucking that guy. What I can't remember. There's two of them. Is it Ben Shapiro and
Yeah.
the other guy? The other like older looking dude. I don't know what his name is. Does anyone
Steven
know?
Crowder?
Elon Musk.
Maybe no. I mean, he may as well be. Like,
It's not me.
Are you talking about like these fucking
yeah.
reactionaries?
Like yeah, this and he's like very much Ben Shapiro-esque. the older dude.
Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He has to be like. There's someone's done a recent film where they based a character on him because he's so fucking weird. Like the way he talks, the way he speaks, like everything about him is just
What film
very.
is that?
I can't remember.
Fucking, what's his name? Zuckerberg.
Oh, he's an alien.
Yeah.
He's an alien.
Oh, man, the whole
he's
like
so
the whole
weird. He's like a
court case, the
lizard
trial,
person.
like
It was just the way he was.
he was robotic.
He was
as
It's
hell,
so
like,
weird, isn't it?
He's such a strange
Like
man.
there was all the jokes about him being a fucking lizard person for years. and
But
years,
you
and
see,
it's
like
just-
people are like, he's not really drinking that water. Like,
Have you gone down that conspiracy theory of the whole lizard man, people living on the moon?
yeah, Tom
wild,
Cruise. Tom
isn't it?
Cruise is meant to be a lizard man
Is
as
he?
well.
Oh, that
So,
shit's wild.
do you want to know something?
honestly,
I actually like know someone, right?
Who's a
so
lizard?
I know two people, right? And they know each other. I know them through each other, right? So
What are they, glass?
one of them. That's a fucking awful joke.
That's a good dad joke, I
Like,
reckon.
so the one guy, right? And like,
Got him.
I obviously people might believe in this stuff, and I don't want to
Oh, fuck.
discredit too much.
Oh, here we
But
go.
the one guy, right? He does like healing through like
Oh, it's a load of
spiritual
bollocks.
energy and orbs,
Right.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
And
okay.
to me, that's always been like,
It's bollocks.
like this
danger,
guy's,
danger,
This
danger.
guy's with batshit.
Yeah.
And then this other guy that we'd met through him is like convinced that he's an alien, right? And like
Do I
to
know
the point.
these people?
No.
Oh, okay.
So
Because I wanted you to point them out, so I never spoke to them
they're,
again.
they're like older men, like
Oh, really?
in their like 50s, 60s, yeah. And this other guy, right? So at the wedding that I was meant to go to, where I was away, I was told that they were there, and I was meant to be sat on their table, and I was like, "Fuck, I missed a good opportunity like that in class." But the one guy had vertigo,
Right.
and like the guy who I know, the guy who like obviously introduced me to him was telling me about this, but he was like, "Oh, how you doing? The vertigo and stuff," and he's like, "Oh no, it's just an energy. It is. I've always had it with me. Like it's just, it's like acting up, that kind of thing." And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, maybe aliens do walk among us, like, because this guy is fucking,
This guy's tapped.
this guy's insane. Like you got vertigo, mate. Like
Yeah.
you did see it. Like that's not an energy.
Yeah, I'm not about like that whole
That's wild.
hypnotism
Yeah.
and spiritualism and
But it came after. It seems almost insensitive, like because the one guy had like I think like
hold on. It seems almost insensitive. You've literally just been ribbing him for
yeah,
about 15 minutes.
But like it came. He like believed in this stuff after like having I think like a stroke or something.
right, okay.
So then you kind of like,
He's knocked a
is
couple
he
of
just a
screws
bit
loose, hasn't
tapped? No,
Yeah.
like
God damn.
it's rough, isn't it? Because you're like it's weird as fuck, and you want to be like you're weird, mate. But
As long
then
as he's happy dealing it
Yeah.
with his inner spirit and his inner energy,
and his friends up above.
and he doesn't try to
Mate.
force it on us. He's
Yeah,
alright.
so long as he's just chilling and enjoying himself, that's good. Yeah, as long as he's not hurting anyone, live on the moon all he wants. So.
Have you ever met a flat earther?
No,
I've not.
I have.
Have you?
Really?
I generally like for the first 5 minutes he was talking, I was like,
This
man,
is a joke.
I was like, he's going really hard on the meme, and then like he
simply will not believe that this guy's a flat earther.
and then he was like,
oh wait, he is.
He's like, no, it is genuinely as flat, like it's all doctored, like the moon landing, not a thing.
days.
And I was like, holy shit! And he was trying to do like all these traps, all these like logic traps.
Yeah.
So, and I just go, wait, there's frown. Why you
Do you got to know that like infamous like clip where the guy is like doing the test.
Yeah, such a good
With the
good-
two holes.
With the two holes, and like he's like trying to work out whether or not there's curvature of the earth. And he's like, he gives this big speech where he's like, I'm gonna put the light at this point, and I'm gonna show everyone that I should or shouldn't be able to see it. I can't remember the ways that he does it. And then he ends up doing the test, and it comes about that like he's like, okay, drop it by a certain amount as if it was a curved earth, and he drops it, and he starts to see the light, and he's like,
Oh, that's interesting.
oh, I can't see the light. And like you can see this internal struggle.
Yeah,
just, you see
I
it-
just love his
mind
response.
just
You've got to almost
exploding.
feel bad for the guy at that
His
point.
response is so
Honestly.
great. He's like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's the best. Like he
He's
just
just
finds a way to
realised
not
his
die.
life is a lie, like.
Yeah, literally. It's
You
the,
know
it's
they
so good.
definitely got in the car and went, oh, well, that was wrong. And they
Yeah.
just like
Do you know what I
went,
mean?
oh,
Just
let's find the next
complete
theory
denial,
instead.
like,
Basically like, oh, it's still flat.
But he
Next
probably
test.
went home and like got rid of all of his electronics, thinking like the government's watching me and they've just forced that light to come through there.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, he definitely went. He got in his car. He went, okay, that experiment's flawed. was flawed.
Yeah.
It didn't prove my theory, so
100%.
there's something wrong with the experiment.
100%.
But if it had proved his theory, we'd been like, woohoo,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Have you ever watched Channel 5? As in on YouTube?
It's Channel 5 News is a YouTube channel.
Oh, right.
It
Okay.
used to be called All
I thought
Gas
you were on
No
about just
Breaks.
literally Channel 5. I was like,
Nah.
yeah, probably
It's a
watched it. in my time.
YouTube thing where this, like, it used to be called All Gas No Breaks, but he changed it wherever. But he literally goes to like conventions and stuff and interviews these people who are thinking these things. It's insane. Like, honestly,
Right.
some of the shit they come out. He goes to a flat Earth convention and meets these like they're out of their mind weird.
Amazing.
It's
He's-
honestly it's
it's
fucking
class.
wild.
But who is it? He's interviewing someone else soon. Like Lars sent it to me. Alex Jones.
Oh god,
Oh,
is he
God.
actually?
Yeah, he's interviewing Alex Jones soon.
Like these videos are good. They're like
Yeah?
proper good, like 10, 15 minutes long each of them,
class.
and they're like all over the place with like really unique creatures. All of these, and it's fucking amazing. Like
Dude, Alex
actually really
Jones
good.
is mental.
I love him
Like
for all
think
the
what
wrong
it is.
reasons.
Alex Jones, like it's really funny. It's really funny listening to say all this batshit crazy stuff.
Yeah,
But it becomes less funny when you realize people actually take him serious.
yeah. It's one of those things where when you realize he's not joking, you go,
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Turn the fucking frogs gay.
Turning the frogs gay guy.
hey, you trying to have sex with me?
That's how I recognize him from the fucking meme video you guys did, and then you literally just explode on each other.
The smile is so funny.
My favorite.
Hugo as well. You absolutely lose it.
My favorite one is when he's like yelling at somebody. He's like, "You're a fake and a fraud. Come back!" And he starts running after them. And people like splice that into different stuff all the time.
That guy always reminds me of the guy who's speaking to some activist about renewable energies, and
Yeah.
he goes on about the concrete, I think, or he's like,
Oh my god, I love that one
and
so
yeah,
much.
yeah, and he's like, oh, concrete's not renewable, or I can't remember what he says, and he ends up just cutting him off because he realizes he's completely fucking wrong.
So
Do you remember what the actual story is? I can't
the guy
remember.
was
it.
like, yeah, so we use timber that is
Yeah.
consciously recycled. Like we take timber, we replant the trees and grow them up and make good timber. Like, and the guy turns around and he's like, yeah, but what about good old from the earth, like concrete? And he's like,
You can't.
he's
plant
like, concrete's not renewable. And then he goes, yeah, it is.
It's like you can't plant.
And
concrete.
the guy he's interviewing just goes,
yeah,
behind
it's
his
like-
silence, he
it's-
goes, well, thanks for coming on.
yeah,
Bye.
And as he ends it, he's like, well, not going to talk to him again. And it's
Oh god, it's so good.
That's fucking brilliant.
I love seeing
Fucking,
these.
was it GB News that is? Yeah, it's
know.
GB News.
Isn't it?
That's
I know,
that's the new station that's being brought on where Jeremy Carr went on there. It was like, I've been cancelled while he's now got one of the biggest gigs of his life again.
Sounds
Oh,
about
really?
right.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
yeah, I don't know what
He's
he
a
was.
radio
knows?
host on GB News.
Is he actually?
Yeah. He keeps
Jeremy
going on about how he's
Kyle is-
cancelled from his platform.
He is a specimen,
He's
honestly.
he's an
But like
absolute
the whole
weapon.
concept of Jeremy Kyle is toxic.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It's awful. Like it's awful.
There were all these.
Especially when you find out that they tried to make sure the producers made sure people were like, a little bit tipsy before
Oh,
they
I
came
can
on.
imagine.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what they would have done.
And
to
like
get
all the
reactions
people
and
that
whatnot.
came on with all the different like drug problems, all that, like he's judging them, but he's also got all those issues himself.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
goes through
yeah.
all
It
of
came
that.
out. It came out that he
Yeah,
was like,
a major alcoholic.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
always
always
that famous
gambling
clip
addiction
from
as
like
well,
10
so-
years ago where the guy's talking about him cheating. He's like, you got 5 kids from 5 different women, bro.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? I
Oh,
mean, that was like
he's
a
a season.
decade ago now.
He's
Oh, my
like he is scum. Sat there judging
It's
everybody
like
else.
Dr. Phil,
Yeah,
the American version of pretty
That
much
guy's
Jeremy
fucking
Kyle.
weird too.
Do you remember
He's
fucking
just
Jerry
something else.
Springer though?
yeah.
That was like bloody EastEnders. Like.
Jerry.
Have you seen with Dr. Phil, the guy who came on dressed as Dr. Phil?
No.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
It was the guy who did Hobo Fights.
oh,
yeah,
I remember.
yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, he
no,
went
I
on there
haven't
dressed as Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil kicked him off within like 2 minutes.
I've not seen that.
That's a man who's got an ego problem, like
Who?
Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Like,
How many hours? I
that
can't remember that.
top line, yeah. It's
Yeah.
the bit we covered.
Oh my god.
Come on, and let's get on to some other stuff. Like, let's go for it.
Come on
What we
in.
got? What we
It,
got,
it
Dale?
doesn't need to be used. Like I'm just,
No,
we
no,
can
I know,
always
but-
save it, but right.
You're
So
obviously complaining about it. Like.
Flower show host.
no, I like where
Been
we
quite
went.
organic
though.
so far.
I like,
Yeah.
I like the
I
organic
like
flow
where we
of
went.
going into some weird shit.
So the one I've been trying to talk about this one for a while. We just never come to it. Yeah. So with the whole like, it's Blizzard. So
Oh,
keep
goodness.
your penis down. But with the whole like Blizzard being bought by Microsoft, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone initially was like, "This is a bad move."
Yeah.
I think a lot of us here were like, "This is something that could force like change in the company."
Yeah.
But currently, it's being prevented. If you didn't know, because now like Microsoft are known for buying a company out and then like forcing exclusives. So they did it with Bethesda, right?
Do they force exclusives?
Apparently, Elder Scrolls 6 and what's that Star? What's the other like?
I want to
you
say
ta-
Star Child, but I don't
Are you
think
talking about
that's
that's the game that's been in development for like a decade?
Yeah. The one they announced recently.
Okay.
No, Star Citizen.
Oh,
It's
no, Star
one
Citizen.
by
No.
Bethesda they announced
Yeah,
recently.
what's it called?
I can't remember.
Oh,
Oh,
right. I
that's
see.
what
Yeah.
it Yeah, so that they're going to be like PC exclusives now, which to us
Okay,
isn't
yeah.
an issue. We always play on PC, yeah.
But wasn't it Sony
Starfield.
who brought this up?
No, so this was brought up by.
Yeah, but aren't Sony one of the people
yeah.
complaining about it
It's because it will directly affect Sony.
with their PS5 exclusives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are they currently being sued for?
So, UK Competition and Market Authority (CMA) halt in as it could restrict access to competitors such as Sony and eliminate competition. So the biggest one in question, which do you think the biggest Blizzard game in question is? Blizzard Activision.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't want Call of Duty to then become an exclusive title because it could basically ruin
them.
Sony.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, it's not going to affect anyone like us who's like playing
On PC.
Yeah, PC. But like, I just wanted to know, like, if this doesn't go through now, like, was anything in your mind like I might consider playing WoW if there's change within the company, or are you completely dead? Is it completely dead?
Like I
to
said
you?
multiple times, like if there's like palpable change,
Yeah.
I might go back to WoW. But every time like I get a shred of like respect back from Blizzard.
Blizzard,
Say like on a scale of 0 to 100, I'm at 0. Let's say they make it a 2, right? They find a way to make it back to 0. I've never seen a company
Yeah.
fuck themselves up as often as Blizzard does. It's crazy, honestly. But I don't know. I was like, yeah, Microsoft maybe could make some change. If Phil Spencer, sacks off Bobby Kotick, but I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think it
Doesn't
is.
sound.
Well, it
like
was meant to happen
It
once once the
Lawsuit was
purchase
done,
had gone
right?
through, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the purchase had happened,
And then
he was standing
"Wait,
down,
Fuck off. I'm not doing
and
this."
people were getting a bit excited about that. And it just seems like nothing has really come out. Nothing has been said regarding
does
it.
all
Microsoft
seem very quiet.
is not completely in itself.
Yeah.
It's had its
Well,
fair
absolutely
share
not.
of
I don't like the idea of
issues
like
in the past.
huge shares of markets being
Yeah.
owned by mega companies.
Yeah, a monopoly.
But like,
Yeah, that's exactly it.
but if like we do
Same
go
with
down the
Disney and
route where
stuff.
like there's 2 companies that own all the games, it's just gonna make indie have a boom again anyway.
yeah,
yeah.
it's not bad for the indie market, is it?
Like indie will just pop off again,
Um,
unless they make it where you can't get into the market. But as long as Steam, stays as good as Steam has,
Yeah.
then I don't think it's an issue.
So, do you think it would harm Sony as much as they say
Oh,
it would?
100%.
I couldn't give it.
losing
Honestly, I
Call of
couldn't give
I
a
don't know.
fuck.
Is their only
Because-
title Call of Duty?
But no, but it's such a massive title.
But I just think it's
So
a very
many people
bold thing
buy
from Sony to be like, we're going to lose Call of Duty
Consoles for it.
when they probably got a bigger market of exclusives than
Out of
They have
curiosity,
an
though,
absolute
'cause I-
metric fuck ton of
Yeah.
exclusives on PS5.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it, I guess, but in terms of obviously if Microsoft ended up making it exclusive or whatever and whatnot, doesn't that massively hurt Microsoft as well, though, in terms of overall sales of?
Are they making it exclusive
No.
to just PC or PC
No,
and
it'd be
Xbox?
PC and Xbox.
Yeah, but
so
surely you just cut away.
COD would be PC and Xbox, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
but surely you cut
Elder
away
Scrolls.
everyone's access via PS5. You lose millions in sales.
I don't
And you
like-
open up an
It's
opportunity.
surprising
then for a
how
many
similar
people will
style.
have
Josh, I
both
think they
these
would
days.
make
They
more.
would go straight
Yeah.
to Xbox.
Yeah, I
and
think
do
they
it.
would make more off it being an Xbox
You think that many
exclusive.
people would just default
Yeah.
to buying another console?
No, I don't
So-
think they would. I'm just,
But a
I'm
lot
just
of
saying
people will
like
own
if
both
you-
these days.
Do you remember when the Xbox 360 and PS3 were the 2 consoles? What did you have?
I had a PS3.
Oh, what did you have?
I've always had PlayStation. I've never had an Xbox in my life.
I had both. I've
Okay.
always
I had Xbox until the PS4.
So with me, I had both, but One, like the Xbox was way more popular with people just all the time because of the different games it had. All of the Call of Duties were on there. And I had them for the PlayStation, but it was nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the same. And like it was only as the 4 came out and people started playing like those games on it more that it became bigger and bigger. I reckon Call of Duty would be a massive loss, like a tremendous loss for them.
I don't
Yeah,
like
but-
exclusives, but
No.
People will buy
this
a
would be an
console
instance
for a game.
Yeah,
this would be an
100%.
instance of Sony,
They
you
did it
know,
with Gears of War.
seeing
they
the
did
other
it
side of the
with-
bullshit.
I've bought consoles for games before. I bought fucking a PS3 for Kingdom Hearts 3, and that didn't come out till 17 years later. That was stupid. I bought a PS4 for Kingdom Hearts 3, didn't come out for like, and then it came out like 5 years later. People always
We
do.
waited a long time.
And like we've all be like considered Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I want
We've
a
been
PS5
I want a
for Final
PS5
Fantasy
for that.
16.
People 100%
Like
would
it's
buy
solely the
console.
reason. Like it was basically the reason I initially bought a PS5,
Yeah.
and now I'm considering again. I want a PS5.
People would be like, do I want to play Call of Duty with all my friends on the Xbox, or do I want to buy a PS5 for those exclusives to play on my own? And they immediately all go to Xbox.
Yeah, I see.
It'd be
Yeah.
like, because Call of Duty is fucking massive and has
is.
been for years.
But like the console that's like considered the coolest one to have is usually based on like the kids that are playing it at that point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it changed. It was at one point it was like 360, and nobody gave a fuck about the PS3.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then
And
it was
like
the 4.
Xbox One,
PS4.
like
I feel like
was big, and then like suddenly people were starting to play like PS4 all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Just
and now
from-
PS5 seems to be the big one.
yeah,
over
just from
Xbox.
my perception, I feel like Xbox led massively at the point of like the 360.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like huge. It was like complete domination. Like I didn't know anyone that actually used the PlayStation other than me, pretty much.
Yeah, same.
But then as soon as the PS4 came out, I don't feel like they've ever sort of recovered, so to speak, in the sense that
No.
like I feel like PlayStation now is just far better. and
yeah,
bigger
Sony
than-
dipped big. Than
Like-
I don't know. I think
I
the
d- I
4
feel like-
happened.
Not
which one
Sony,
was it when,
Microsoft did.
which console was it when Xbox came out with the whole this console is like a media machine as opposed to like a
I don't know if
console?
I think it was
the
the
newest
Xbox
one.
One.
Was it
the newest one.
no, I don't think
I
it
thought
was
it was
the
the
newest
Xbox
one.
One.
It was it the one?
I thought they
yeah.
were basically saying
I'm sure the one because it's
Yeah,
the
well,
one
I
and the
remember
PS
that.
the
It
one
was-
and the
yeah.
PS5 come out together, right? And the
PS4.
one was it PS4?
yeah.
Because the
'Cause-
Series X.
Yeah,
came
that
with the
yeah,
5.
yeah, because
This,
because
but I
these-
thought the Series X was basically like this is like a PC.
I feel like the
Basically the
the
point they're going
naming
to now.
scheme of the new Xboxes as well
Stupid.
let it down a lot as well.
yeah,
they're
that
not
probably not helped.
they're not
I
memorable.
don't.
No,
I don't
in any
even
way.
know which one.
And I know the
which.
PS5 is literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
but then
So
at least you
simple,
know it's
isn't
the
it?
PS.
You
Yeah.
know it's
and you know
it's
it's the
newer
latest,
as well.
Yeah, you know it's the latest version.
Yeah,
I
Whereas
remember
like
one-
I couldn't tell you what the current
I don't
version
know.
Like-
Like I
Same.
actually don't know what the latest Xbox is. I
Is
know
it like
there's like
the
a 1,
S?
and I know there's like an
Series
X.
X.
Or is it X?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
Nintendo with the fucking Wii and the Wii U.
I mean, Nintendo have done whatever the fuck they want. haven't they?
Parents
But, like,
aren't going to know the difference between a Wii and a Wii U. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
I mean-
completely different console, but they just be like, oh fuck, like.
I remember one.
I don't know, like
Nintendo were all
360.
about like fucking gimmicks, so
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
works.
The 360 was the big console, and everybody who played it was like, "Can't wait for the next console, the 720." And then they went, "Hey, we're calling it Xbox One." Like, are you fucking dumb? Come on.
No
It's
no
so
one in
dumb.
their marketing team thought
but-
that one through. Like everyone was
stupid,
excited for the 720, and then they just went, "No, we're gonna call it Xbox One," and everyone was like,
I mean, the
There's
problem
no
is that like,
consistency.
I don't feel like marketing ever hit me to really solidify the name of their latest Xbox.
"No." I agree.
I actually
Yeah.
don't know. Like, is it what is it? The one, the X, or the S?
Well, this
Who
is
knows?
quite funny. It's tight. Like, so I did the advert recently on the channel, and I had to go through what consoles were available on, and I literally had to say something along the lines of PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and I can have to rattle off like 5 different variants of
Really?
an Xbox. Yeah, that was part of the.
Oh, that's.
And I was like,
It is
like
the
that's
Series
just
X.
So just
though,
confusing marketing, really, isn't
awful.
it?
Like it's just it was awful to see, and it was awful to think that that's what I had to see because that's how convoluted and confusing the fucking Xbox.
I think the last time I did a
marketing
sponsor,
team is.
I was like, "Yeah, it's available on Xbox, PS5, Epic." Boom.
Yeah, I wish if it hadn't specifically worded it, I would have obviously defaulted to that. But the fact that it had to have me say X S 1 in,
I feel like
the
more
fuck?
people, had outrage about Epic's exclusives than they did any other exclusive on any other console.
Yeah.
I think that's because PC had never had exclusives.
Yeah,
before.
I think people just hate Epic, don't they?
Well, no, it's maybe but
They do.
they'd never really had proper exclusives in the past. It was either like Steam or like Green Man Gaming or something like that, where you'd like go for
I
different
like
places for
initially,
the
I feel
games.
like Epic
And then it
exclusives made sense, right? And to get a market share.
Yeah.
But like, it's got to stop eventually, isn't it?
Well, it started with Borderlands 3, didn't it? And I remember, like, Borderlands 2 I really liked, and then 3 came out and wasn't exclusive, and I was like, I don't want to fucking support
I have a
that.
feeling, right, that the Epic Games store, while at the moment it's not
It's
popular,
garbage.
and it's garbage. I feel like
Sounds like shit.
give it like, as long as they don't bin it off, I think it's going to end up becoming like a really popular.
As a consumer, it's really good because they give so much free shit away.
That's what I was going to say, right? They have given so many free games away, and I think the reason behind that is that they can build up an audience of young adults on Epic who will grow up with most of their library on Epic. Because the only reason, I mean, Steam's good, right? But there's a lot of like, you're tied to Steam because your entire library's on there, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's their plan, you know, put as many free games out there on Epic so that you're sort of like tied to their library.
The issue I have with it, though, is whenever I load up Steam, it's fast, it works really quick. Same words. It's really easy to use and it's good.
Yeah.
But then with Epic, whenever I've loaded her up, it seems like it takes fucking years before it actually does
It's
anything.
actually hard
I
to find a
don't-
game
And I'm
on
there
Epic
like,
Yeah, that's
when
what I
you're
was going to
fucking
say.
searching
What's,
for
what's Apex on again?
Origin and PC.
Because I
and
find
Steam.
that really
That one's
bad,
bad as well.
Yeah,
Origin's bad too, but like they haven't really
no.
tried, have they?
So like, Epic is like, I don't have an issue with like speed or anything on it, but like the shop is badly laid out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
trying to be like, so if someone says like this game's on Epic, I'm like, oh fuck, I really want to buy that, and then I go looking for it, and I'm like,
How do you
where the
find
fuck is it?
Yeah.
Like
Even
unless
the
it's
search
popped
bar
up,
when you try
yeah.
to search something, that's
Unless it's popped
hard
up on the
enough as well.
featured
Yeah.
thing on the front, and it
It's
never
really
does
stupid.
because the shit that I want to buy is usually some like JRPG that nobody's talking about. Then it's not there. Like
If it was fast, if it was like responsive and easy to use, dude, they fucking people would flip almost immediately. Especially with all the free games they have.
Yeah.
Claiming free games is a pain in the ass.
I mean,
You go on it, you're like-
younger people would flip because you know it's got like Fortnite on there and stuff, and it's super popular with them. But like Steam has so much on it
Hey,
that it'll take a long time to make any of us flip, ever,
Yeah.
if ever. You know?
we're sat with like I've got like 700 games in my Steam library. Like,
Yeah.
The
The amount of
when am I
tools-
ever going to swap over?
And the thing is, the amount of tools Steam has for developers as well is massive.
yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Thank God that the company doesn't. You can imagine one day Steam were like, right, all we care about is money, rather than because like you know Gabe Newell has like game of values,
Yeah.
isn't he, as a company thing? Can you imagine if they one day went, oh, we're gonna suck the money out of people? Like it wouldn't be much you could do.
Nah.
Like we complain about YouTube, but we don't switch. So if they decided we want money, we could complain about Steam all we want, but we
Yeah.
wouldn't switch either.
Yeah.
And something that like popped up the other day, which I forgot existed. So I wanted to play Temtem again after you mentioned it, Kaif.
Yeah.
So I went to re-download it, and when Temtem first came out, like the Kickstarter and stuff, it was on the Discord
Oh yeah,
gaming thing.
Yeah.
So like Discord had like its own gaming library.
I remember that.
So you'd have to just download
was
stuff
a
through
thing?
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still is.
It's gone now. Is it? Oh, no. I don't
Is
know
it
if it's gone, but like
If you owned
Temtem's.
games, are still there. If
Oh,
you,
okay.
but you can't
But
buy
like,
games
if
through it
obviously if
anymore.
they play them online, like a lot of places migrated. So like, I was trying to play it, and they kept saying like, you know, need to update, and I was like, what the fuck? I can't play this game. Like, and then I was reading into it a bit, and they're like, yeah, they completely just migrated away from Discord. So like, they were
Wow.
giving away free keys for Steam for the people that had bought it on Discord, which is a nice thing
That's
to
good.
do.
That's good.
And like initially, they were allowing you to take all your progress over if you'd done it before the release of 1.0.
It looks really good in fairness.
It is really good game. Yeah.
It looks like a really well built and well thought out game. I mean, I know this is literally a direct copy of Pokemon, but
They've
even
added
admit to
their
it.
own spin to it.
Yeah, but they even admit to it, don't they? They're not straying away
Yeah.
from the fact that they have copied
It's,
the
why
style.
wouldn't you say like this game is absolutely inspired by Pokemon?
Yeah.
You wouldn't go like, actually no, it's not. Was it?
You'd be surprised how many people probably do take from games like that and then go like, no, it's nothing like that.
Mate, I love the idea. I might be alone on it, but I love the idea of Discord having a games library. I like the idea.
Everything in one place would be nice.
It was nice.
But
it would be nice to have everything in one place for sure.
Because then, you know, like if you're a dickhead in a game that is on the Discord library and you get banned, you fucking gone.
New account. back on.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I would think some people have a little bit of like care for the Discord accounts.
Would be really good.
Yeah, they would. Yeah,
It would be like if you had to buy games and like they were the big games like 50, 60 quid a game and stuff, and you were consistently playing those, and then you got banned, and like you lost all that as one. That would be amazing.
Like you.
I love the idea of a shared account across multiple platforms.
Because if you're a dick in a game, you get Discord account banned. But like if you went to other Discord servers and you were like just dropping racist shit, like
Same
the
thing.
fear of losing your games library.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be awesome. I just love that concept. That'd be amazing.
But then you also fall into the trap of like, what if Discord, did some fucking dodgy stuff?
Yeah.
I like the idea of Discord streaming as well. You know how like they have the stage thing at the moment that you can talk to an audience?
Yeah.
I don't know why they just don't add like a video format of that and
was
just
gonna
be a
say-
stream competitor.
Yeah.
Because
That'd be smart.
there is some fucking mega Discords.
Yeah.
Like they could easily do it.
It'd all be built into it. It'd be really intuitive.
They already have like we can already share our screens to each other, right?
It's one of them things though where they'd have to invest
a fair whack of money. to it.
excess money into that, and then it could just all flop because it's so hard to go into an industry.
I mean, they already have like the audio asset.
Yeah, they've probably got a lot of it there, right? But it's probably more the marketing aspect of it, because for people to go there, they'd need to make money, right? For people to start streaming on that platform, so they'd have to. It's the logistical aspect of.
Yeah, but they have Nitro, don't they?
Yeah,
You could literally sub to somebody with Nitro,
true. Yeah, true.
and they take a share.
Yeah.
So like
The ideas are all there, like I guess. I don't know what it looks like internally though.
Just want another competitor, man.
it is.
I would as well. I think most people do like.
It isn't like any more like personal, but for me, it feels like it seems like it would feel almost more personal that you're like essentially in a call with the person that you're watching and that like you that you admire, I guess.
Can you imagine just undeafening for 2 seconds to like 60,000 people watching you, and it's just you in the just.
I'm assuming you
Calm.
can't hear them like in the stage.
So
thing,
no, like when you can see all the people in a stage, but they can't talk.
Oh, right.
It just
I don't know
says
much about
like
it.
all of the like the symbol
You
for
just said
Discord,
like in a call. I was
like the little circles with the
thinking about
avatars.
Yeah.
You just see them and
Yeah.
It's a bit like,
essentially like being
it
in a
looks
call.
like
You
it,
can't
but-
talk.
it's like Twitter's, because Twitter also has it as well, like a thing where you can talk and people can just join and listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the Twitter
it's
space
like
things.
that. It seems
Didn't-
cool.
Didn't Ninja go live on Twitter?
Like everything.
He's live on
Like
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see how that went.
So I wanted to.
gonna talk about
It was
that?
really
yeah,
weird.
I wanted to bring that up because we come to it last time.
I was right.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, like, we were right in what we were saying. Like, it was just a big dramatic scene for publicity.
Yeah, he dropped his partner, and then was like burnout. But it was the fact that he dropped his partner, as he said he had burnout, is the literal proof
Yeah.
that he intended to stream on everything, and the burnout was PR.
Yeah, 100%.
It
I think
was
that's what most people are disappointed by. Is that
such
he
a
looked,
disingenuous.
he had the whole
Wanker.
He had the whole like, oh, I'm having a really bad time, and like my mental is gone and stuff. And I think some people would have felt sorry for him in that environment under a normal sort of circumstance. But everyone kind of saw through it in the sense that, as you said, it looked like it was a marketing ploy.
He
from
removed
day
his
one.
Twitter picture,
and then a week
he
later,
removed his banner. He
he's
changed
back.
his name to use
Well,
an
that's
channel,
found,
and he removed his
If
Twitch
he-
partner.
If he had gone, I'm suffering from burnout, went away for a week, came back, went, oh, I'm on YouTube now.
Yeah.
And then went, oh, it's got this and this and this to help from burnout. People would go, cool, all right,
Mate,
no worries,
come
I
on.
support it. But he came back and went, all right, I'm suffering from burnout from streaming on one platform. I'm going to come back a week later and stream on every platform, which will give me even more work to do. Like, I've got such a huge workload already, but how about we, make this 7 times
If
bigger?
you just said like, I'm burnout from Twitch, I'm gonna be back soon, streaming on everything. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see how it works out for him, though.
I reckon it'll work out. I reckon
I
it's a
think
good
it'll
idea.
work out, but I want
the
to
first
see.
one to
I
do it.
want to see the end result.
Yeah, I reckon it's a really, really good idea.
I
Just
want to
wish
see
it
the
had
end
not
result.
been done in such a
Dick
bell
fashion.
end kind of way,
The burnout is such a real thing, and it properly like strikes people's mental.
Yeah.
Like to then use that as a publicity thing.
burnout
is
like
a
affects
dick.
all creators. You
Yeah.
know the people who are like, they stream every single day
Yeah.
for like a year to one viewer, and they just want to get a few more, and then they burn out. And you got Ninja just making light of it for a PR move.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not something that should have been used for publicity. Like,
Nope.
I watched a video from Drew Gooden where he followed ninjas.
His masterclass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where
boy.
he did that. and
I
then-
also watched
it was
this.
a good video, and like in that, he starts streaming on Twitch without promoting it or anything, just to see how hard it is or how easy it is to like gain viewers and stuff. And he literally streams like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different times. Or actually, I think it'd be more than that. Then does a 24-hour stream like towards the end. And at most, he had like 2 viewers the entire time. And
crazy.
If he was being
YouTuber.
genuine about it, that is, because obviously he could have edited it, but it does look like he streamed to like 2 viewers max, which is wild because he's quite recognizable as well, which means that Twitch's algorithm is fucking wank.
See,
his name was like Dr. Scoliosis or something.
Yeah.
I don't even ever think that their algorithm could ever be good though, because
There's so many people who stream.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So the whole way the layout is, it's like it's just impossible to promote to everyone, right? So
It's,
the front page, the way the front page works, obviously it picks
but then
up. Like
the thing is, then like YouTube's algorithm for streaming does work.
why? What do they do differently then?
Don't know, mate, but it works.
Well, so
Like
you have evidence that or seen evidence that like
no, I don't. It's purely speculative, but
right, okay.
it does at least come across like you can be found on
Yeah.
YouTube streaming.
How would you though? Because I feel like
in the
just
same
as a-
way somebody watches a video, mate, innit? Like if somebody watches it for a set amount of time, it shows interest, you might get recommended streamers that also have people who have the same watch time across it.
Yeah. Okay.
Say like if I watch streamer A for 30 minutes and I also watch streamer B, then if somebody watches streamer B for 30 minutes, they might get recommended streamer A.
But you get like just through watching videos, even when you're watching a video, you can get recommended a stream at the same time.
you
right?
can,
On the
yeah.
side,
As far as I'm aware,
So like
Very
it
rarely, though,
highlights. I've seen it more recently.
I think if you watch
highlights,
streams,
like-
it will recommend streams more.
yeah, okay.
But if you don't watch any, it's like, oh, you're not interested. So
Because
no
I don't
bother.
see.
as far as I'm
personally,
aware, though, like most people say that if you stream on the channel you upload videos on, it negatively impacts your
Really?
videos.
See, it's I don't know.
It's only recent that the shorts don't.
I don't know.
I don't
think
see a world at how it ever would be a good way of
Mate, I've been saying for ages, right, that Twitch have clips. They should just use Twitch clips to market streamers. Like have a section on the front of the page that is just popular clips or trending clips.
yeah. That's,
The
In the
issue
same way
would
that
be,
YouTube does it.
is that with Twitch, if it did have something like that, it would do exactly the same as other services that do like live stream fails or Top Keck on YouTube.
Yeah,
or any of these.
I get that
They'll
people
just
like
showcase the big ones, and then it'll be every now and then there'll be somebody small who's like popped in into it.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, apparently. Popped into it, and then people will be like, "Oh my god, look at all these big streamers," and then they won't look at it.
Yeah, but I mean,
it just basically puts a light.
if it's
all
a
the
bad
people who are
algorithm,
already
yeah,
big.
but like that. I mean, if we said that about YouTube and how live stream fails always like link YouTube videos as well, like I wouldn't have come into existence.
Yeah, true. It is quite a weird one, but I don't know. Twitch feels weird to like. Even
It's better
with
than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. But even with like audiences, like our size, for instance, it feels hard to get like new people who've never heard of us before. In.
Yeah, massive.
Like,
I
I
think we're
put-
streaming at the wrong time.
yeah,
Well,
probably.
I am anyway. I recently started doing like on Sunday some earlier streams, and like
During the day's really
the
good,
the
but
growth I've had from doing earlier streams has just absolutely dwarfed anything else.
Oh really? Oh, wow, that's
weekends
good.
and early is really good.
There's
But
so much
it's just-
competition.
But then
from,
I did see
7
something from Ludwig recently
onwards.
where he was like, 8 p.m. onwards is such a bad time for like
Yeah,
English speaking streamers. I was like, oh fuck.
Everyone's competing with each other.
Yeah,
And,
unless I
like-
start early enough, like at like sort of like 5ish, I know it's a massive
Yeah.
decline in like my overall viewers for the
But
evening.
you're all competing with each other.
Exactly,
within
that's the
same
problem. So
community
if I
as
knock
well.
on at say like, which is usually the case at the moment, like a couple of minutes to 7 or like as nearer to 7 as I can pretty much get it, like I'll notice like 20-30 difference than if I started at like 5:30 or something.
Yeah.
And I imagine
The obvious key is to stream an extra hour after 10 and steal all his viewers.
Yeah, but if you take in my channel into account, like, so mine will, I start at 7, it will massively grow, and then it will just peak, and it will just drop off for the rest of the night. Whereas if I start earlier in the day, it isn't quite an explosive start,
Yeah.
but it will just grow, and it will grow all the way till the end of the stream.
That's good.
It's weird because trying to grow as a streamer now, even with any sort of size, it does feel hard to bring new people in when there's all these other ones that are around. Like, it's so oversaturated at the moment with people that it does feel hard to be discovered anyway. Like, I would say that most of the time, people who are the bigger ones are people who have been seen elsewhere and then draw people in. Like, look at Speed, for instance, with his YouTube stuff. People saw him on TikTok, then watched his stuff. Any of the big ones, Asmongold, I imagine most people watched him on YouTube and then went over, similar sort of thing there. So I think it's just kind of like,
I mean, the only reason I
kind of use
exist
a
on
bit
Twitch,
of everything, really.
the only reason I exist on Twitch is because I had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But I guarantee, like, if I didn't have YouTube and I started on Twitch today, I'd probably just be stuck on one video.
Yeah.
You just need to like.
It seems almost impossible, no matter how entertaining or anything else you are, to grow from such a.
Yeah, and that's not to discourage people, though. Like, the people be watching this going, I don't think I'll try.
Definitely go for it.
There are ways of doing it, I just don't know how.
I think you just gotta like spread yourself onto everything. Throw yourself on everything and go, yep, I hope that works.
I think, right, if you're a new streamer...
Spread yourself. Sounds like launch a stream up.
I just mean
What's the angle of your legs?
I think if you're a new streamer, I reckon Ninja's idea is probably the best
90
one.
degrees.
I reckon, right, because there are apps, right? I think it's like one called like Restream, right, or something like that. Just put yourself on every platform and see what happens.
I think that's it.
And either like stick with every platform, or if you find one is like smashing above the rest, then go all in on that one.
It's like there's quite a lot of people.
Your belly. So your ass.
There's her belly.
I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll see like different streamers and I'll see them once, and then a month or two later I'll have seen I don't know 10 to 20 clips from that person.
Their
and they're all
TikTok
exploding.
streams are just...
No, I mean like Twitch ones that are
Oh,
on there.
okay.
Like for instance, you know Shy Lily, the orca.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of her clips. Yeah, exactly. And like she's fucking blown up since. And it's one of those where
Yeah,
you just gotta,
it's the same
like I
one.
said, spread yourself on everything.
Twitter's like algorithm for stuff. Like you click
a bit
something
fucked,
and
isn't it?
it's like you just got the bloody.
Mate, YouTube Shorts algorithm is pretty good. It's not as good as TikTok's, but like it's so common.
I
for
find
me.
myself watching a lot of shorts lately on my phone.
Like I'll be sat there
Scrolling, like
and
I
I'll
do-
go check my analytics, and like a short I did 2 weeks ago is just gone like that, you know?
Like when I primarily watch YouTube on my phone, and like I watch so many shorts.
Really?
So, like-
it's actually outrageous. I've basically like how I used to scroll TikTok is currently how I use YouTube. Like genuinely.
So Lon, when we were away, she put herself on like a limited use for TikTok, because she'd find herself sitting there like scrolling for ages.
Yeah.
Right? So she'd give herself like a 10-minute timer or something, and then I'm sat there and I'm like, she's still watching TikTok, like she's been there for ages, and I'm like, you watching TikTok? She's like, no, time is up. We're like, what are you doing then? No, YouTube Shorts. It's, like, it's the same thing. You can't limit yourself on one and be like, I'll do this one instead. Like,
Limited on Twitter, still scrolling Facebook. Like whoa, this is completely different.
Yeah.
it's just like, you know.
The shorts ain't bad. I do find with TikTok that if I like certain like humor, I'll get a lot of that same humor on TikTok. Whereas with shorts,
Does seem
like
a little bit weird,
I'll watch
but-
some funny stuff, and the next thing I know, I get a science one. I'm like, it's not what I want to watch.
It's not. It's definitely not as good.
And I get far too many like reactionary shorts.
yeah.
Like, you know, fucking Jordan Peterson owns Libs
Saying-
moment.
Was it your stomach again?
No, that was the
that was
spray.
a Febreze thing.
I was like, what noise is your stomach making? It's like, yeah.
But it takes a long time for like the algorithm to settle in on TikTok though. Like it took ages for like it to start
See,
recommending
it
the
didn't
right
take
things
me
for
long.
me.
But what,
it took
like,
me a couple of days.
When
if
when
that.
when the algorithm on TikTok finds out what you like, you're stuck.
Oh, it's spot on eventually,
I've
but it
deleted
took ages.
You
Like,
delete it,
yeah.
have you?
Yeah,
I
I
just
have
stopped,
to.
I stopped looking at
I
it.
had to like. I
I don't.
I'd like.
I daily.
I'd be working. I just
fucking
pull up
bad.
something and I just be like,
Even-
I'll have 5 minutes TikTok. 30 minutes later, I'm like, fuck.
Even literally
And I do that 5
right
times
now,
during
I'm
the
like,
day,
I just fancy scrolling, looking at a few.
I
funny
definitely
videos.
doubled my toilet time when I downloaded
Oh.
TikTok. Like,
Toilet time is something else when you go to
See,
TikTok. Like,
that's the thing. Mine's reduced because I used to.
I don't
read
believe you
stuff.
because I'm still in calls with you and you go missing for half an
Oh
hour.
no, those regular times where I go missing,
gone
I
for a
go do
wank.
other stuff. But like, I'll look
mute
at
my mic.
stuff. I'll kind of look at TikTok for a bit, and then I'll get to a point I'm like, all right, I'm kind of done. I'll leave it playing, wipe my ass, and have the same TikTok repeat 7 times while I'm
There's
in the
nothing
song.
worse
That guy just got fucking boosted in the algorithm.
Mate,
The best thing is Ebbs is sat there agreeing with us. Like,
it's the worst.
if
you put it on,
if Kaif can hear a TikTok repeated, he's like, "Fuck, Ebbs is wiping her ass right now."
mate,
She's trying to put the toilet back together.
I've had one
That
where
toilet's
I've been
getting a little
like,
bit. Toilet seat's getting a bit janky in there.
Big jank.
It
I've
is
been
definitely
janky since
fun.
day one. Definitely Ebbs.
Because
Thunder thighs on
day
through.
one Ebbs just went, wow.
Mate, I'll play
Josh's
one.
gif.
It's like the fucking Hulk's leg drop onto it. Look,
I'll play one, go, yeah, that was okay. Put it to the side while I finish up. And I've heard it 8, 9 different times. I'm like, this isn't funny. This isn't good anymore. But I'll be able to repeat it in my head. The amount of that fucking TikTok of that song, I'll fucking got that stuck in my head just from me being sat in the background while I'm shitting.
I hear that everywhere. I hear that shit in my sleep now.
Bad,
Like.
no.
I thought I was hearing it yesterday, and Ebbs was like, "Ah, it's just on mine." Like,
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Absolutely class.
You got any other topics?
yeah. So, like, I didn't want to come away from like the Blizzard stuff that quickly. So let's go back a little bit to something.
That was a hell of a detour off that, isn't it?
Mate, we went.
I didn't even know
We went on to fucking monkey monarchy from the death of the queen. So like,
how far can we
Still
take
my
topics?
favorite conversation
So-
today so far.
I wanted to just talk about kind of an investment into like gaming content outside of the game itself. Yeah.
Right.
So you love
Oh,
You love WoW.
Is this directed at me in particular?
but WoW gives a lot of his content outside of the game itself. Yeah.
What?
Through
In what-
books.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that kind of
story.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
sorry,
story
yeah,
content. Sorry, the
additional
story
stuff, yeah,
content. Another one that does that would be like Riot.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know how you people felt about retrieving the content in this manner.
Garbage.
You hate it?
What do you mean by retrieving the
Like,
content?
do you
you wanna learn the
indulge in this
story-
content? Do you go out your way to read a book?
Do you
to
like the
find out
lore
what's
in
going
World of
on?
Warcraft, mate? Do you keep up with it?
No.
Okay, so
But
Would
like,
you
what- are you-
keep
are you-
up with it if it was in the game as opposed to
Yeah.
the books?
No.
do you think it's a good idea to have some of your lore in game be told to you out of the game?
It's not even some
I
law,
think
though.
that-
it's a lot.
It's
of
quite
it.
a lot.
It's a
So
lot,
like,
a lot.
I think expanding on it from an external perspective is better than nothing at all. Because, like, for
so
example,
one of them, for example, was
Think about going into Battle for Azeroth, yeah?
Do you remember Garrosh?
Everything was
for
told.
Warlords of Draenor. Sorry,
Sorry.
they told his escape because obviously the last thing we remember in Mr. Pandaria is that we defeated him and he went
Yeah.
to prison, right? And then
Warlords. Wait, was it Warlords?
so it was
No.
it was the end of Mop that he gets in prison
Yeah.
in Siege of Orgrimmar.
Because you do Siege
Yeah.
of Ogre at the end of.
Oh,
And
my bad. Sorry.
He
I thought
he
it was one before
escapes
it.
to start the story of Warlords of
He
Draenor.
does, yeah,
But how
you're
is
right,
it told
you're
to
right,
you?
You're right.
Through a book.
Yeah.
So,
But you wouldn't know that he's just.
No,
doing
no, and
that,
that's fair. And like going back to my original points, I don't really care about the law side of things, but I can understand how that would piss
Yeah.
obviously people who are very much into their law. But at the same time, surely there's a limit to how much law you can actually, actually put in a game environment in terms
Absolutely not, because you could just make it a
It's
story
an MMO,
game.
mate.
But at some point, say you focused on one particular story element and wanted to expand it out to its fullest potential, that could take up way too much time in terms of, because that would be that particular storyline, that particular expansion of whatever you're doing in that respect would only tailor to people who very much like
That's true.
the lore
Yeah.
aspect,
I
right?
didn't.
So like me as like someone who just enjoys the rage, just enjoys the PvP.
Yeah.
I
So
would
this goes
fucking
into-
hate that. So you'd by doing it the way that having additional content that people can consume outside of the world,
It
is
would
still
be-
satisfying.
It makes
both
it a
parties.
choice.
It would be
And
great
then-
if it was a quest line.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe,
I
but
was
then
gonna say,
still you
we
put in a
have
lot
an
of time.
optional quest
Between the
line.
expansions, for me, for example, I didn't know how the fuck Garrosh started the new expansion because it was in a book.
Yeah,
And
I can
if
see
the,
the
if
frustration.
it was in game, then I somehow missed it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
no.
That's fair, but like, yeah, I can 100% see the frustration with that. But
The
it's,
most you learn about it if you've only played the games is seeing the cinematic of them announcing the next
think-
expansion and then going,
I think my issue with it is there is a focus on the story in WoW, yeah.
yeah.
And you are meant
story.
to be like engaged in this story.
Yeah.
but then you can only partake in like a certain amount of it if you were to just play the game.
Yeah.
Whereas then, if I go into something like Riot
Yeah.
and League of Legends,
Yeah.
the story is a complete separate. Like
It doesn't.
the
matter.
game is not focused on the story whatsoever,
no.
but there is lore there that you can then take part in.
Yeah.
Like by
But that's
going
just-
out of your way and reading it. So it's not like you're kind of like, oh, by playing the game, I'm only getting half the story.
But that's a different
Like-
business model, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, that's the point. That's kind of what I'm trying to say though. Like, do you appreciate having like the option of like story or no story? Like WoW could literally just be like, oh, let's just give them like, this mundane path and the complete story is going to be told.
yeah, like if anyone's ever watched me doing any of the launch streams in terms of like the
Skip.
skip everything.
skip,
I couldn't care less. I have an add-on which literally skips Quest X.
But then
Have
Final
you got, Is there
Fantasy.
any games that you actually give a fuck about the story?
No.
Nope.
I don't think
think
so.
I've had this
I'm very
conversation with him
invested.
before.
I'm very invested in Riot's lore, but that's not part of the game for me. So I enjoy that because I get to digest that. in
Yeah,
my
that's
own
what I'm
time.
saying. That's
You know,
something
I'm
you go out of your way.
like if I'm logged on to WoW and I'm specifically there to play WoW, I want to fucking play WoW. I don't want to be watching cinematics. And while that's amazing for a lot of people, and there are some really good cinematics for loads of different games, I don't care in that moment in time. I'd rather be in a position to be lying in bed, chilling out, going to sleep or whatever, absorbing the lore then and absorbing that side of the game then. So for me, having it separate is actually a benefit. Whereas for most people, they would be like, well, I hate that I have to go to two different avenues. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I get that position. But
Final Fantasy 14 then does like the opposite of
Yeah.
WoW, where like it's a story game.
exactly, which is
first.
why I think I've never grasped
and like
a part of it. Like,
I think I actually struggle with Final Fantasy 14 for this because like I can never stick it out with an MMO for like a long time. I just have to go back now and again, and like I enjoy Final Fantasy 14 the most
yeah.
when a new expansion comes out because I like to witness the story. I want to play a story game. I want to play an RPG.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So like I'm really excited to see the story, and then when I'm doing like raiding content and stuff, I'm like, okay, this is the stuff I'm going to get burnt out on.
Yeah, that's fair, and I get that like completely. Like I'm not saying that like my way of thinking about the games is correct or anything, and I
No,
love
everyone
that-
consumes
I
differently.
love that there are people that are massively lore intense, and then they literally there's people that literally read the quest X and literally follow the story word for word. But I've just never been that
I
way inclined. I guess.
think with World of Warcraft though, the story in the game is severely lacking
Oh yeah, I think that
to such a huge degree. It's like
the
it's
writing at
ridiculous.
the moment, and it's widely considered to be the
garbage.
case, is
Yeah.
really bad. Isn't it?
And a lot of I think
Like
I've
Shadowlands
read
was a
stuff.
fucking
it's
shit show.
garbage. But the amount of people that I'd spoken to that said stuff along the lines of, it's not too bad if you go and read the books and stuff outside of it. And it's like, well, unfortunately, in my opinion, I think the game should stand on its own, and anything outside of it should just be like an additive.
That's
I
kind of the
agree
point
with
I'm
that.
trying to
I like
make.
that.
Yeah,
I think you shouldn't have to go out.
No.
Like it's either
I'd agree with that.
Like
either you're there to follow the story or not.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to go out of your way to.
No, I'd
You
agree
can
with
skip-
that.
At least
I-
know what's going
finish
on.
the
like,
story,
like
yeah.
when you,
you
gave
can
your
skip
example-
through everything you want. Like
Yeah.
if you want to skip it, go for it. But they should at the very least be able to tell a story in the video game without you having to.
I don't
Like
think-
books should be like, hey, this character's gone off
They-
on an
I'd like to
adventure.
hope
Go
that
read
no
about
one,
that.
I'd like to think that no one disagrees with that, though, right? Like no,
I hope not.
They
no one
almost
here
no.
disagrees with that, right?
But they almost try to like make up for this, yeah. But their way of doing it is, that first cinematic when you start the expansion, that's like almost a snippet of what the book has just shown you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if they did it in Warlords of Draenor, but they show like Garrosh like escaping in that.
No, they just show him turning up.
Yeah, he turns up after
Yeah,
Gul'dan presents
so that's
the
almost like a
blood.
snippet there, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like he's back
I think they
without
they kind
showing
of,
how
like,
he come back.
Yeah.
They kind of suggested little things later, but it was just widely.
I don't know if there was like a pre-patch
he's
or something.
escaped.
But I distinctly
know.
remember like people in game having to tell me,
Yeah.
"Oh, Garrosh escaped," because in the book
Yeah.
they talk about how he made a deal with I can't remember,
Caligos, I think. it
Caligos
was.
or something like that,
One of the blue dragons.
to
Yeah.
go back in time, which meant that it created an alternate universe where back
Yeah.
in time was actually with parallel with the present.
Like
Yeah.
just to give you an example of the way that I've consumed WoW content, I can't remember the channel name.
Noble.
Not Noble, yeah. So I've watched his like compilation videos of lore. 'Cause
Yeah.
I actually enjoy the lore, but just the way that I want to consume it. Like I said, I want to consume it under my own sort of relaxation time rather than like
a novel
my game
like
time.
takes hundreds of hours
Condenses,
of
yeah.
lore and explains it far better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
So-
the same as you when it comes to playing the game, though. Like when a new expansion comes out, I'm not about to read the quest text.
No, I just-
And the only thing I will invest in is when a cutscene happens, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll watch this. This is cool.
in fairness, I don't often skip like first time, but like I'll always like. if
I'll
I think
never
that-
read the quest text though.
No, I
It's
sometimes
never
in
read
terms of
Interestingly, though, you'd probably be more likely to read the text of quests in WoW if it were presented in the way that Final Fantasy did it.
what
So they will give you a paragraph per bubble that pops up. So you don't really know how much text is coming, so you might be more likely to read it.
Oh, okay.
Because WoW will go, boom, here's a book. But like Final Fantasy might give you a book as well. But you don't
Speech
really know
bubbles
how much
and-
is coming.
Oh, okay.
So there were times where like, oh, I'll read that. And I get to like the fourth bubble, and I'm like, I'll start skipping.
Yeah.
But because of it, I know exactly what's going on.
You've picked up like bits of information
Yeah.
from it to understand enough.
It satisfies our monkey TikTok brains.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
The most I've had, like recently, because my attention span's gone, is when I read a quest, I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing? Then I'll open her up and I'll have a little blurb of what the person's just spoken about. And it'll have that going, this character wants you to do this and this and
Yeah,
this. And I'm
yeah.
like, cool. That's the more I need to know.
But you know what?
Bam.
You were almost forced to read this quest text when Classic was a thing. Like before add-ons
I
like
used to
Questy.
love that, though. I used to love it going.
One of my sorry to interrupt. I want to compliment you. One of my favorite things you've ever done on Twitch is when you did your leveling series,
Yeah, I
where you
know
would
which
do
one
your
you mean.
immersive
Reading.
leveling. Like I loved that, and it was so
Yeah.
different from anything that anyone else does, and the accents and the voices, and they'd make you giggle and they'd make other people giggle. But that for me was by far and away your best content you've ever done.
Thank you.
100%. Like,
It's a way to
That's a way.
experience
Yeah, exactly. There's a way
something
to experience
that
the game.
I'm
Like,
not
I actually
gonna
enjoyed
experience.
it.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I'm doing my own leveling and stuff, but that goes prime in hand, I'd be watching you while I can't play. So I'm enjoying the aspect
Yeah.
of reading the quests in and doing all that kind of stuff. But
I remember it being a lot of fun. And yeah.
it was awesome. I loved it. I used to love the voice acting you did, and I don't know. I just think it was a different. Like no one else does that in SR and hasn't since. And I just fully enjoyed that.
So we getting one for Wrath or what?
No.
I was gonna say get some immersive leveling.
I'd love to see at least the Death Knight stars, you know.
It's barely a thing. And I don't think I have the same confidence I did then. I have different confidence now.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just confidently aggy. Like.
Yeah. Hopefully not for long.
I'm confident I don't like you.
The sad thing is, though, is that the older stories and stuff, like with Vanilla or TBC or Wrath, actually had good stories. Actually, maybe not Classic. Like TBC and Wrath actually had a good story going through it. And then, the rest of them started to degrade a bit. Like, I think Mists was pretty good. Like, throughout it was quite endearing. And then it just kind of, fell off and just stopped being good over the years. I think Legion was pretty good as well.
Yeah, Legion was alright.
But then I think Shadowlands and BFA was garbage because they had a writer who self-inserted himself as Sylvanas' fucked all or something. It was so weird.
Was that Nathanos?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Didn't know that.
The writer basically made Nathanos him and lived through him.
I didn't know that.
It was
I
really
mean, I
weird.
did always find it weird that his storyline just came about. And the way it
and
all
that's why he
happened,
was
but-
like this fucking dead
mean,
archer. Then all of a sudden,
The
he'd done
Thanos'
this,
luck
done this, and done this, and
within
done
that
this,
does
and
look
done
like
this.
he could have been some nerdy game developer luck.
They basically, the person basically was like, oh yeah, Sylvanas is in love with this character and does this and does that. And it was really awkward and weird. And loads of people kind of knew about it. And everyone was like, I hope this character dies. But he didn't. He survived everything. And he somehow beat Malfurion and Tyrande and
then they
different
just-
things, even though he's a court.
And they just forgot about him in the end, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
basically.
much just
See ya.
didn't even finish his story. It was epically bad.
There were many moments to kill him off as well.
I did feel like he came out of nowhere, didn't he?
He was,
I always thought that, but I was
he was
like,
a
oh, maybe
random
I-
mob in Classic
Much like I've missed
that
out
was
on a lot,
already
I thought,
dead, and you
I
had a
missed
quest to go kill him. And then he came back. That was stupid.
I found it really cringe, where you do that. Was there pre-patch for Shadowlands where you have to go fight Nathanos?
Yeah.
That whole quest bit there, I thought was
Is it with
horribly fucking.
Teldrassil when it was on fire and stuff?
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
really
fought in Western
fucking-
Plaguelands?
Yeah,
Or Eastern Plaguelands, maybe.
I think
You
it
dropped
might
a
have
nice one-handed sword.
been. Was it there?
That's classic, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
But
No, it was
either
I
way,
think it was in
I
the
think they
pre-patch
redid
for Shadowlands. I think.
Oh.
I'm sure it's the pre-patch for Shadowlands.
yeah, it was.
I'm on about
It was
PSA.
definitely pre-patch.
I'm glad I
for
quit.
Shadowlands, but
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
it was horrible and like really
can't say I
badly
blame
set
you.
out. And
I've had more
Classic is
enjoyment.
fun.
Yeah, I've had more enjoyment
But
playing
retail's
classic than I
not.
have in retail in a long
I
time.
think the thing is, I've had so much free time since I quit.
Yeah, that's the other
I
side.
didn't
of the
have to keep up that bullshit where I have to like make myself stay competitive with the raid team.
100%.
but
You never
do you
did
get an MMO?
I didn't know, but I could get away with it. But like there was like a certain minimum amount I had to do.
Yeah.
Mate,
Yeah,
if
no.
I can still turn up and be like, I'd like to raid guys, and they let me come, then you're absolutely getting it. Like because
No, yeah, I don't care about this. I just I could never truly turn up to raid and feel like I was any good
Yeah.
because I couldn't. I just didn't invest the amount of time you guys did
It's a
outside
nightmare.
of raid.
It's
With
like,
classic now, you just turn up, get geared, and then you're like, cool, I'm fine.
But like the amount of free time I have, like when I started going like, oh, I want to play, a variety of games.
yeah.
The sheer amount of variety I can do compared to the I raid 3 times a week.
okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you have a lot of time now, but
Yeah.
do you have an MMO itch currently?
Plays Albion, didn't he?
Yeah, I was like,
You play Albion, do you?
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm bored.
shit,
I'll play
I didn't
Albion.
know that. I've always liked the look
It's like
of Albion.
it's like RuneScape.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's
It's like
why.
Diablo.
I played
as
a bit of it.
I
pretty good,
loaded
mate.
her up the other
I,
day.
Well,
and
I, I
it
just
felt
I
like
really
Diablo.
I just really like the way crafting is done in the game, and like
Yeah.
you're out there, you're killing shit. There's literally like no story. Just do whatever the fuck you want.
It looks,
mean, there is
genuinely
story,
looks
but,
okay, like in fairness.
Like you just
so
go
was
out.
that advert it's like Albion online.
Yeah, you go out, you just kill shit. You get your materials. You start making better armors. There are like little dungeon runs you can do as well from the like each of the towns. And there's a ton of raiding content at the end I have no idea about.
Are you as excited, or are your interest peaked for the Riot MMO?
That's what I wanted to know. I
It's-
want to know.
I'm
would you
excited
go?
for it because I really like Riot's lore. I think they did like a really
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
good job with like all the characters that they introduce.
Yeah.
But like
Especially
I don't know
Arcane.
anything about the game, so like it could be a complete crock shit.
Well, it's the like Ghostcaller is the main. I think it's the head designer. Is that a term? I don't know.
He
If
came from WoW, didn't
I
he?
think
but he came from like WoW's like original kind of.
yeah.
early-
Well, the thing is, Ghostcrawler like was part of WoW, and then when things started going bad in WoW, people were like, "Oh, Ghostcrawler, you fucking
Yeah,
ruined the
I
game,
remember
mate. You
that.
ruined the game." And he left, and the game got worse.
yeah,
And they were like, "Oh,
Bring him
maybe-
back.
maybe,
yeah,
And
exactly.
then
maybe I
he
love Ghostcrawler."
And then he went to League, and
he
then
went to
that
League.
kind of started doing a little bad, and people were like, "Fuck, it's his fault."
No, the thing is, he went to League, and immediately the people in League were like, "Oh no, don't give us Ghostcrawler. He ruined WoW."
Yeah.
And then was it like some champions came out in League that were a bit like iffy,
and people would blame him.
and they were like, "Ghostcrawler ruining League,"
think-
but League's
If you get chance, go onto his Twitter and just have a look at his last couple of posts. He's gone very into detail about what they're trying to achieve within the game and everything else in between. It's some seriously long tweets, like chains and chains and chains of messages.
I'll have a read.
But it's a good read. It is, and it
I think-
inspires me with confidence because they're basically saying like you're not hearing much about it at the moment because we want to release to like beta alpha a complete game, not a game that's going to let everyone's standards down basically because they're placing themselves on a pedestal to basically say look we release anything we release touches is gold basically.
Yeah, it
and we
literally,
want
like-
to maintain that standard. So
Nobody gives a fuck, right? When someone says it's just an alpha. If
Yeah.
the game looks bad or plays bad,
Exactly. And
they're
that's-
like dead game.
that's literally his tweet. Is this massive? I think it's like literally like 30 tweets, and he goes into that in like much
When
more
it comes out
detail.
of beta, it literally has to be done and perfect, except bugs.
So they've basically said that they've fleshed out the game. The game is basically done.
Yeah.
But now they're just tweaking all of their major systems just to make sure that it's absolutely perfect because they don't want to release a game and then have it dragged through the mud at all. So my confidence with it is incredibly high. And not only that, but as you've said, the lore as a whole, Arcane, the show and everything, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people would
Mate, I want to be a yodel.
do you know what I mean?
I want to
I'm
be
all
a
for
yodel.
It'd be so cool. Being
I
a
want to
yodel.
be a fucking hairy,
But
like lives in the jungle, wild fucking yodel.
I'm going to be so invested in it.
Like, yeah, the devil
Yeah.
is, but like kind of like Cled.
I actually can't wait
Weird
for-
ass yodel fuck.
One of, the,
He's
one,
a
of the, one of the
hillbilly,
reasons I am
isn't he?
looking forward to though is because I genuinely think out of everything that's been sprouted up in the past in terms of these major MMOs, the WoW killers and all this kind of stuff, that this one actually has an opportunity and a fan base that can actually threaten it. And by threaten it, I then think that it will push the genre forward. Whereas WoW, as much as people don't want to admit it, is still massive.
I don't care about this WoW killer shit
It's
myself.
not going to be.
No,
like,
but I don't either.
Nothing's going to kill WoW.
No, I know it's
The
not right.
funniest thing, though, I found is that WoW's greatest killer was itself.
But yeah.
And I think that's the best. Is
But
that
I just want this to come out and be
The king
amazing,
fell on his
so that
sword.
yeah,
it just raises the bar.
It basically killed itself.
Yeah,
WoW's never had any real competition, and so it can produce dog
But
shit.
the biggest
and
competition
not have to worry about anything.
is absolutely Final Fantasy 14.
Something
And, like,
I really
that-
It is
got.
massive.
Whoa.
Look, it's massive. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's completely targeting a different genre of MMO players. So I don't think it's got anything to do with WoW. As far as
How did
I
people?
know,
How
that's an
did
MMO,
like
isn't it?
WoW lose a lot of its audience to it? If it's targeted a different genre,
Because
I
WoW's
think it
gone to
lost
shit,
it.
doesn't it?
I
Like-
think it lost a lot of the audience who want like proper fucking story.
Yeah.
But that's it. I think, as Sam said, I don't think Final Fantasy is so amazing that it's dragged people across. I think the WoW has just gone so shit that they've.
I'll tell you what, though.
but
That's
like
what I'm saying is that I'm hoping that
there was another standard
I'll tell you
there
what, Josh, with
that people
Final
respected.
Fantasy, the rating in it is fucking hard.
Yeah, it looks it. Like I've watched a little bit of streams
It's
here and there
fucking
and stuff,
hard.
but it looks really good as well. You know what I mean? It
The
does look
ratings
good.
class. Like I genuinely think you would sit there and enjoy the rating.
100%.
And like people say this, like cast times, like the
Then
global.
Oh yeah,
cooldown is a lot worse.
one of the things, right, that people were always like, don't go to Final Fantasy. The global cooldowns are really bad. That was a lie.
Mate, you literally like you build
At the
your
start,
set
it is.
on
At the-
like
at
the
the start,
increase,
yeah, but, like-
better in your global cooldown.
In that same breath, then you could say, well, WoW's global cooldown is a problem as well.
The amount
they
of filler
based it
stuff.
on the
The
start of
combat-
the
You
game.
don't stop
The combat as a whole, I've never truly enjoyed. Mind, it does feel very static in comparison to.
because you've only played the start of the game.
Yeah, true.
Once you're
Like
max
if I
level,
sat you there
even
with
when I'm watching though, even when I'm watching some of the like the end game content that you guys are doing in the raid, I'm very like, aside from the fact that the boss fights look really good and like the tactics that are involved and the way that they kind of there's like symbols on the floor which kind of denote how you should be tackling the bosses. I think that's all really cool, but I still think that the combat is just. It feels janky to me. I guess because I'm just so used to WoW. It's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
not janky in that
it definitely
sense.
flows different.
But I think
But
that
like
different
we've-
feel I'm not.
it's
I
got
don't
like directionals and stuff as well, like that kind of thing.
I read something which said that the encounters in Final Fantasy is like a dance.
Yeah.
Where like every
Yeah.
time you do it, it's the same stuff, and you get in a rhythm, and you like this mechanic, and then this mechanic, and then this. Whereas WoW feels very kind of like random.
RNG chaos.
Yeah.
It's kind of random.
It's
in the
reactive,
fights,
isn't it?
Which exactly. Whereas Final Fantasy is like you prepare beforehand.
Yeah.
You
If
could
you-
look it all up and know what's
if
coming.
you know the
but
entire
it
choreography
feels
of that
really
fight,
nice.
then as long as you perform to the exact like plan,
Yeah.
you're gonna get through it. On
And
top
it's-
of like needing to
it is
DPS
cool as
correctly, but
I hate the standard of like games having to be a WoW killer. I just
yeah,
want an MMO that is fun.
things should be able
I
to
don't
like
care if it kills
coexist.
WoW.
Yeah,
I don't know-
I
And
agree
like,
with you, yeah.
I don't know
but
how
things should
accurate-
also have like a standard set, and like by something being better, should make other companies want to then improve
That's
to that standard.
what I want from it. I guess I want there to be healthy competition so that there is a.
The question I
Arise.
do have though,
Play Albion. Everyone just play Albion so I have people to play with.
I don't know.
I'm
how
so lonely.
should we
accurate
actually
it
try
is.
an SR this Albion, like everyone
I
jump
please.
on for like a
But
day of
I've
down
just
the
I just
office.
looked up the populations. I don't know how accurate it is, but apparently, Final Fantasy has more active players each day. It has less total
yeah,
players,
no, I
but
can.
more active players.
I can see
and
that.
the WoW has the most total players, and then it's Destiny 2, which is weird.
Yeah, they try to speculate with WoW because WoW doesn't say anymore, does it? I think
No.
Belly Large just recently said WoW is hit like another all-time low.
And then
Wouldn't
Final
surprise me,
Fantasy is
like.
number 3 in terms of total players, and then also called RuneScape's 4, which is wild.
That's
But
a
I
true
fucking,
love, innit?
I will always love RuneScape.
I
I
love
might,
it.
I might not play it. Sometimes I go back because I want that itch to play it
you
again.
want to know
I
what would
log
be
on.
good?
I log on old school at least once a month.
Starting a group Iron Man on old
Oh,
school
that'd be
RuneScape, 'cause
class.
you
If
can
ever
do
I
that.
go back to RuneScape, I just think my brother's account back because
Yeah.
it's
The
it's
only-
far better
The
than
only
mine.
reason I don't play RuneScape actually more is just purely because of the time sink that game still represents, and I
It's
think that's been its
massive.
biggest downfall since it was ever.
Mate,
ever
let's play
introduced.
Albion. It takes everything that RuneScape has, but I may be wrong actually. But like the
Can you
time sink is
DDS
lower.
people in it?
Like I don't know. I was just playing it. I was like, you know where the materials are because this sort of like the map tells you the tier of materials that are available on each area
Yeah.
that you go to, and it just feels good, man. It's fun.
So Do you know what's so funny? Like, this is completely irrelevant, but it's to do with RuneScape, I guess.
Thought we were going to talk about monkeys again. Then.
You remember, like, you did, like...
Monkey monarchy.
You did, like, old RuneScape videos when you were younger.
Yes.
Rambo.
Right? And I won't say any names, but somebody was like, I'm using, an editor that Josh used to use. And I forgot that you'd made any videos in, like, the last couple of years. So initially my mind went to, like, it's RuneScape videos. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, are you sure you want to use that? Like,
I can't remember when I
was like,
I think I literally like I deleted most of them, but like there's still a video on one of my YouTube accounts, which is like 2007.
Is it a Rambo one?
It's the one. Yeah, it's called. It's literally an old school RuneScape private server
With some 3 days grace, yeah?
Yeah, it's got like the opening song is Spitfire by Prodigy, and then it goes into 3 Days Grace. I think it's so good, man. It's so good. That was back before any of us were even doing anything, and I was like, I want to be.
there's so little action in, like, RuneScape footage as well. Like,
Well, the
you're
best
watching,
part
I'm just going...
The best part about it is I didn't even have. This wasn't even at a time whereby we were introducing mic stuff. I've literally got the opening in the video is like
text.
Yeah, it's text based, and like I thought I was the fucking bollocks. I'm watching it back. It's literally one of the cringiest things ever. Like, if anyone remembers Bounty Hunter, this was part of the video we did once. Me and my friend, we made a Bounty Hunter video, and if you killed someone in this Bounty Hunter arena, you could leave. Fine, but if you tried to pick up this stuff, you'd be locked into the arena for like 180 seconds or whatever it was. And so I put a message on the screen that said something like, "Oh, I'm not picking up people's stuff because I don't need it." When I just wasn't picking up this stuff because I didn't want to get locked into the arena for like 3 minutes, and I was like a massive pussy and I didn't want to die. But I remember thinking to myself, like, oh yeah, people will believe that. I'm just so cool. I don't even need this stuff on the ground.
He records it, walks out like...
But actually, I'm like right clicking it as I'm leaving the pile, just like looking at the stuff, like basically crying inside, like, I want to pick it up. But yeah, I absolutely loved making.
I love RuneScape edits. So you got heavy metal, right? Like, it's really intense. You're about to see some top tier action. You just see a character go in.
Me and my brother used to.
It's literally.
Me and my brother used to literally watch videos all the time. This is going back when we used to watch videos all the time when it wasn't even on YouTube, when they were being released into like the forums and stuff. And we used to watch like I'm a Hat Marai videos and like all these like absolute legends of like original RuneScape PK, and I can't even think anymore. But yeah, Glenn was the same. We used to love it. We just used to love watching these videos and just seeing these people in game and literally worshipping the ground.
When we went to a Eurogamer and you were...
Oh, I met Bowie.
Yeah.
So if people know RuneScape.
Freaking out over
and this was back when Bowie probably only had like 50k on Twitter. I lost my fucking mind. I was shaking when I met him.
Mate, I remember.
So at the time, and I always compare it because at the time you had more followers across all your platforms than him, right?
Yeah.
And when I met him, I was literally shaking like a leaf, like. And I remember thinking to myself, because I'd come away from it and I was like, I literally know Kaif. He's technically bigger than Bodhi, and I literally I couldn't feel any more normal around you, even if I could. And I've just gone and met this guy, and I've gone, oh, can I have a photo, please? Oh, and I'm like my arms around him, and I'm like shaking like a leaf. Mate, and I thought to myself, this is so weird that I remember I know someone who's bigger.
I met Bellula, and I really didn't want to meet him. Not because I don't like him. I was just like, I don't want people to.
I think I remember.
I was like, I don't want people to be like, oh, this is Kaif. He's a creator as well. But that's exactly what they did when I met him. And I remember Nixian standing nearby, and I can hear him. He just went, "It's probably not Kaif."
Oh, like, so good!
What the fuck?
That's class. I still remember I met KSI.
Yeah,
mate. The look he gave you. He was in the COD.
Yeah,
area,
he was doing the COD area, but you remember?
You're like, KSI!
Yeah, and I was like, a photo, and he comes over and he does a photo, and Simon takes the photo of me and KSI.
That's awful, isn't it?
And it was great. It was a really nice photo. And at the time, I was shaking because I was like, oh my God, it's fucking KSI. Like, and then Simon was like, oh, I'll have a photo as well. And I took Simon's photo, but because I was shaking so much, the photo is dog shit. They basically merged into one person. You can't even make out that it's Simon. And literally, he was like, oh, show me the photos. And I was like, yeah, got mine out. And I was like, oh, look at mine, it's awesome. And then I scrolled across and it's Simon's. And I'm like... Luckily, Simon wasn't a very big fan. But honestly, he was like, you're a dickhead. Like, I was like, mate, I'm so sorry. Like,
I just remember KSI's face. Like, I'll never get the image of it out of my mind when you scream, "Oh, KSI!" and he turns around and he's like,
yeah, because he wasn't that big at the time. He probably had like a couple of 100,000 on you.
I
YouTube,
remember
maybe.
like his biggest videos were his ones where we'd go to cons.
Yeah.
Because he did that, the one we were at.
Because that's when he kind of blew up after that. Because he got banned from
he did,
got
didn't
banned
he?
from
Like
thing because he was
Eurogamer
doing
and
the
stuff.
React stuff, wasn't he? Yeah.
He was going to people and like saying really inappropriate stuff to them. And,
Yeah,
like,
getting their reactions.
we thought it was hilarious at the time. Obviously not now. But but like yeah, he exploded after that. And I remember us like all freaking out, being like, oh my god, we were at the same one. Man.
Yeah. So,
I saw Preach at the latest EGX as well.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah,
Did you say hello? Or?
I was too scared.
Oh yeah, it's so weird. You even you have put yourself into that complex where you technically are bigger than Preach in terms of your audience.
I
and
literally,
stuff, but
even now, I still think I'm like a baby.
that's what I mean. It's so weird that
You
how
little
easy you can just get wrapped up in that kind of stuff, right?
I don't know. They just like all those guys seem a bit like have like larger than life attitudes, and like I'm on my stream talking about cum, so like,
They're like, oh yeah, I met this Skype guy. Let's look up his stream. I love cum. It's like, oh okay, maybe not.
One of the members of staff like, oh, this is a respectable streamer. Oh, I'll check out your content. No worries. Come.
yeah, I remember I saw a Preach and I was like, that hair transplant he done looked pretty fucking banging. Like, guy went from bald to like
It does look good.
glorious
yeah.
mane.
Yeah, it does look good. I've always wanted to meet him. He seems like a really sound bloke, like, in fairness. The PreachCon thing, that
Yeah.
always looks good. I've always loved the idea of being able to do something like that in the future, like way down the line. Like having some sort of event where we just have everyone.
Well,
kind
we're
of
like,
Yeah, I remember when people like
5 years old.
like SRCon. Like,
people are like, oh, you can do
We're all this
KypeCon, and
shit,
I'm like,
I'm like-
fucking god, no.
Do you know what I mean?
I was like, I find that so cringy.
it is cringe, but I think as a group it would just be really fun to just do something where people can come together and enjoy themselves. And
Can't wait to be
like
like, hey
Sorcon,
guys,
isn't it?
I'm holding.
yeah. I think.
Sorcon.
What's that?
Yeah,
Oh,
Sorcon.
I was like, wait, no.
Oh my god!
You almost had me. It was so close. It was so close.
No, he got you.
No,
he got you.
he didn't.
You did. You
He didn't
agree.
get
You
time.
answered the question.
He didn't get time to say the punchline.
No, because he started laughing.
laughing.
he agreed as well. Like, so
Yeah, it was like Sorcon.
I did that classic thing where you just agree with someone you haven't got a fucking clue what they're saying. Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but then you were like, what's that? Oh, wait.
I was like, hey, something triggered. I was like, this is a bad thing. This is a real bad thing.
Oh, I never thought I'd get you with
Fair play.
Sorcon.
I was going to try and get him with
Solid,
Sorcon because I was
solid.
like, SRCon.
Yeah.
Sorcon.
Fair play. Go
I
on.
can't wait for us to have an SRCon and we all have our own individual tables where people come and meet us.
I don't
That'll
think
be
I'll
me.
ever
We'll
have.
have nobody there.
I was going to
I'll
say,
just be-
there'd be like 5 of us.
Mine will be the
people walk
buffet
up-
table. Like,
Nah, mate.
I'm sure we made this joke about Glenn.
Yours is going to be full.
Didn't we make this joke about Glenn? Like we said, if we done like a convention or something and we all had our own tables, everyone would be sat at their own, and then Glenn would be at the buffet.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's mean.
I'm sure we did.
that's fucking brutal. Like.
It's alright.
It's okay to make the joke by yourself when you're attacking someone that's not you. Like.
Ah, he loves it.
He does. What food? What the joke?
The buffet.
Right, so going quickly back to the MMO and the Riot MMO. If it turns out to be an MMO that you can stick to, guys, this is just something I want to know.
Yeah.
Would you go back to a scheduled like raiding week? Would that be enough to pull you back in?
I'd do like one a week. I'd turn up for the
One,
content,
two-
and then you guys turn up for the rest of the week. For
What
the,
about
for the
two?
clear.
We'll do that where Kype just comes in and thanks guys.
Would
don't-
you
I don't-
consider 2, or is that just too much?
I could
for you,
probably
given-
do 2 raid nights.
But that's
It's like
what we
two-
did for a long
two is
time.
reasonable
We
at
did,
this
we did
point.
drop to 2 at
A lot of
Thursday,
people,
Sunday, isn't it?
Thursday,
yeah,
Sunday.
a
And I
lot
think-
of people are working, full-time jobs as well.
I think most people,
so-
when we go back to Wrath, I think we're doing 2 nights.
See, I like doing I do 5 streams a week, and I like doing. I don't really like actually playing the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
I know, yeah.
So I do like 5 random things. So it'd be really hard.
I'm honestly jealous of the amount that you enjoy your variety. I really am. Like
I
wish,
fucking love new games.
I
I
wish-
love new bad games as
I
well.
wish that I did. I guess if I had, I'd like to think if I had more time, I would enjoy like using that time to enjoy new
Yeah,
games.
you want to use your time to play stuff
But
you
I guess,
enjoyed, and
I guess like
not take chances on
yeah,
something.
that's literally it. I just have to like, because I know that on nights where I've tried a new game and I haven't enjoyed it, I'm like really beat up about it because I'm like, oh, that was my time to relax and enjoy it.
Yeah,
That's
I
fucking gone,
get
like.
so much entertainment value out of.
I don't blame you.
New games.
Yeah, like I said, I envy your ability to enjoy that.
I actually get more entertainment out of watching you play new games than I do playing them myself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm restricted to playing it once I'm then involved in it. Whereas if I can watch you guys play it, I can see like obviously, oh, this is a big garbage, but like they're having fun joking about it, all that kind of stuff.
You can make a bad game fun.
Yeah.
It was like with Evolve. Like I didn't turn up because obviously the price of the game, but then I was like watching the stream and I was like, this looks so fun. I was like,
Oh mate, it's so fun.
like sitting out from outside
Like,
the window. You know,
we're definitely gonna do it again.
Like,
I laughed so much when Ebbs played like the spider monster because it shit me up like so bad the first time I saw it. Like I think we
Is that the one that was shooting dust everywhere?
like
it was shooting like spider cum, but like we
Looked like dust. Like.
Spider web.
I knew
Spider
you were going to
cum.
call it cum.
Yeah, she
I was
killed
like,
us
he's
in, like-
shooting web, and then I was like, nah, he ain't going to say web. He's going to say cum.
she killed us in like 5 minutes, and like the shock because the previous round was about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, and like she killed all of my
rampage,
team around me. No, she didn't actually. No, random wildlife killed my team around me. Ebbs killed me.
That sounds about right.
I say dust because I think it referred to it as like nuclear dust at one point. One of the like the characters.
I didn't know that. I didn't know the game had so much a variety of monsters.
Because
Because the
lot,
game
like-
discontinued and now is peer to peer. Like it's just all unlocked and it's sick. Because obviously, like their monetization practices were what have pretty much killed it.
Yeah.
Classic that it's by Turtle Rock Studios, and then you look at Back for Blood, and it's got a fucking season pass and all that shit. But like, you know, playing it and having everything unlocked, it is just fun.
Yeah.
Definitely going to yank those files off you so I can install it.
Yeah, it does look like it's fun to play though. Sorry. So back into the investment of games. We're jumping back a lot, yeah, but I feel like we're kind of like
Yeah, we skip past stuff a lot, mate. This is your job, right? Reining us in.
bring us back.
Stop
bring us
talking
back.
about monkeys.
So like this is back to a long time ago where we were talking about the investment into a game and like, you know, having to like basically buy extra stuff to like be able to engage in the story, which is what the Blizzard concept is. You know, you have to buy the books, like Riot do it. You have to have a subscription to watch Arcane, that kind of thing. But like, I want to know
What love is.
I want to know what love.
You
I
always-
want to know how
you have
much
like
you
you have like a smirk sometimes, and I know that you're gonna. I know that you're gonna ask me something which you potentially think I have a controversial
It's like
opinion on.
dangerous.
And that's the kind of vibe I
think
get,
you
like.
might be the loser, yeah, and there is a punishment that goes to the loser.
Oh shit!
So I want to know how much you've spent on Riot, or not so much Riot, but like on League.
£811.
Are we talking Riot or
League.
Oh,
Actually, it's like 840.
well, I know that it's not as much as Sam. So
I can send you the link right now, Josh.
yeah, but it's not as much.
Oh,
as,
I want to check. How much is yours?
I'm gonna go the lowest amount is the loser though.
Oh, are we?
The lowest amount is
Then
the
that's
loser.
tough, isn't it?
Well, no, wait, but just League, not Riot.
Yeah.
You can't give both at this. Like
you
they're
not?
separate.
Yeah, but you
Valorant
could-
and League are
You could
separate.
add them up, right? We're not
That's effort, isn't it?
idiots.
You swore you'd wear this summer.
You're right.
All right, calm it, Ebs.
What's the website called? I want to find out.
I
You
typed-
just Google it.
how
How much?
much-
have I
How much
spent?
money have I
Spent on League.
spent? Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and quiet now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chill vibes. All right.
Oh, I got a
If
fucking...
mine was League and Val, it would be kind of rough. I don't think mine is going to be that rough if it's just League. Although with that being said, I can't remember how much I have spent on League.
So
Actually.
lowest amount spent loses, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you said Josh is going to be the loser.
I know what I was going to say. Oh yeah, you did. In fairness, I will be.
I feel like you will. Just
yeah,
League. I think
if it's
you might be
just
the
League,
loser.
I'm probably going to lose this. Yeah.
All right, mine's £895. I've spent 70 quid lately.
So I've spent more than Kaif at £955.
Okay, so I'm losing.
I
so
know. I
far.
know Sam's the most. I know that.
Yeah. How much you
'Cause
spent,
he's-
so?
Yours like close
Guys,
to two-
what's yours
close-
then?
So mine's 725.
So you're the lowest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've agreed that there's a punishment that won't happen today, but it's for the loser.
I think it should have been Riot.
No,
not-
the lowest amount spent because we knew who the highest was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How much have you spent?
955.
And you've 7,
seven something. that was
and
it.
you're 8.
890.
I know Sam's upwards of 15.
I've spent more than two of you.
Yeah.
Combined.
I know, because I remember going back way back. You were like he was like 1,400 at like going back before when we were like
So
still
how
playing.
much is that?
I've also spent her in euros.
Oh god, I gotta
Close
see.
to 2. Yeah. Well, it is 2. because
Wait,
it's-
did you spend in euros to avoid hitting 2K? Like,
No, the euros was ages ago when it was cheaper to buy in euros than it was to buy in pounds.
and yours was
God damn, over $2,000.
Yeah.
yours was how much?
Oh.
Did I say? Didn't I say
707.
725?
Ebs is on 700.
How have you spent 700 quid?
So that is actually...
It's
three-
mad. It's so easy to do.
You made the
Yeah.
account 3 years ago.
Mate, skins cost like £12 each.
So next week,
You've almost spent as much as me in
I-
3 years
So I've
as I
spent.
have in a decade.
So across Valorant and League, I've spent 1,400.
you still lost, mate.
Oh,
I'm
mate.
sorry to tell you, you've lost the league one.
Hold on, I want to find out how much you spent on Val as well.
I
Roughly.
wasn't in a relationship with you for like 1 year of that league life. Okay.
The sad thing is that I think about 4 or 5 years ago, that was like 1,600. And then I was like, yeah, I'm cutting down massively.
was
And
roughly.
then it's been like 5 years and I've
I
spent
cannot
£30
wait
on
for the
my-
day that we find out what Stans is, because it's more than yours, 100%.
Oh, 100%.
Stan has, like, every
Stan's
time he
definitely
plays, he
So
always
five.
has.
let's just
No, I
remember
thought
when
we-
we get
I
Stan
thought
on
we
the
did this
podcast.
before.
We haven't checked Stans.
We haven't
I
checked
thought
Stans.
we did.
When
No,
we
we
get
haven't.
Stan on the
Yeah.
podcast, we're getting him in here.
No, he
I'm-
won't tell us, Josh.
He wouldn't tell us.
Are we sure?
Yeah,
sure
he
I
would
was
not
good.
tell us.
Oh, I spent £600 on Valorant.
I thought we did. Like,
Good
I
lord.
spent less.
do you find
Yeah, I just looked up the same thing but for Valorant. I know.
yeah, I'm
Hasn't even been out that
I'm
long.
700 on.
I
Valorant.
haven't. I have. What the fuck?
roughly.
Yeah, I don't even have like that many good skins.
Yeah, it's grim.
Yeah, Valorant's pricing is a bit
It's horrendous.
Outrageous.
a bit
But-
predatory.
What's more horrendous is I'll still pay for it.
There's a skin bundle. that
Like a
was there.
fucking idiot.
We logged in last night to play it, and I saw a skin bundle, and I was literally like, "Oh my god, it looks so nice!" I was like, "I'd love to get those skins," and I was looking at it, and I was like, "I'd have to
The
spend
best thing is-
£45." I looked at it and I went,
The best thing
I
is,
was like, nah,
as
I
a
won't.
group, if you play as like a 5-stack, you can literally use all your friends' skins.
I spent 860 in Valorant.
Oh, how do you check? I can't.
"Fucking
Like,
hell."
That was
this-
fast.
This is
Yeah.
the same league.
More than me. Let's go, Loha. How much have you spent on Valorant?
720, I think it was.
I haven't checked mine.
And then I fucking quit playing it.
It's
I
pretty
really
fun every
enjoy
now
it.
and then.
I really enjoy Valorant, but I do quickly get frustrated how bad my aim is.
It's a nightmare game for that because when you go into it, you have that excitement of playing and it's just full enjoyment, and then you very quickly
It's so brutal.
Go past that into and obviously the skill gap in some
just like,
capacities
fuck, my
is
aim's
ridiculous.
terrible.
It's so brutal how like styled on you get in Valorant. Whereas in League, like I'm smashing bitches.
Yeah.
Still
rank-
losing though.
The rank system in League, I think, is better than it is in Val. Like
I'd agree.
Val, I feel like sometimes like I feel like it's easier to see the differences as well. Like in League, like you can still be really good but have a bad game. Whereas on
I mean,
Val,
what annoyed me
I don't
about
know, I think
Valorant-
it's as quite defined.
I've spent £195 on Valorant. So
What annoyed me about Valorant is that I don't think I have even 100 games under my belt. Right, I run about 100. They're long, mind you.
Yeah.
And the amount of immortals I've seen, like I shouldn't even be seeing them like at
Yeah.
all.
No,
My
the
aim is
matchmaking
bad,
seems
and
fun.
I'm plat, so that says a lot.
but yeah. So
We're gonna get Stans.
just get into this. Yeah. So next week,
I don't think you'll ever
um,
Nah. He said when he
Myself-
comes on the podcast, he will show us.
yeah,
Is-
we'll get him on the
I might
podcast
spend
and
a
show
league.
us. Yeah. So 2 seconds. Next week, myself, Kaif, Sam, and Rob are going to be doing the century egg that we promised you guys. And I actually have 6 century eggs. So Josh, as a loser of this rare thing, is going to
Hold
be
on.
partaking in a century egg.
Let's
Whether-
go!
I've already eaten a century egg.
So have I.
So have I.
So
So have I.
It's really not as it's horrendous. Like, but
Yeah.
Ten.
Wait,
Why-
did you?
why
Did
though?
you
Wha-
and
wha-
Dale
hold on.
finish it?
Because I got
I
6
did.
to use.
I know I did.
I didn't finish it. I got 6 to use. You got.
Yeah, no, I know. I
You don't
yeah.
have to do it with us next week.
why? What's the
lots.
what's
You
the
have not
rationale
spent
here?
enough money on
lost.
League of Legends, my friend.
It's Spend more. Spend more,
You
bro.
lost.
That's what we're going with. Yeah. Oh,
Just pick any reason for you to eat an egg. Why wouldn't I get someone
I'll
else
be
to eat an
honest,
egg?
right? If this is how this goes down, right? The next time I'm guest hosting, I'm gonna fuck you up. Just randomly.
The next time you what?
I'm literally gonna have a competition that like the person that looks most like Dale in the room is gonna have to fucking suck my oop or something. Right? Just so you're aware.
He's going to be sat there going, oh boy.
Dinner.
Someone give me a straw.
Mate, you won't even be able to finish the sentence before he's attached to your ass. Like a
The next person
Like
looks
the
like
human
Dale.
centipede. You'll suddenly rise into the air as Dale underneath you, fucking sucking out your poop.
But yeah, I'm getting people involved in Century Eggs. I got 2 extra ones that I
Thank
paid for.
God.
Do something
Ebs.
fucking proper as a.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it as the loser.
Eb's eating one would be horrendous.
As the loser of losers.
We'd have to be ready to clean up poop.
I mean, we're probably going to vomit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to that.
So yeah, I think we'll kind of round it off here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We've gone through all the emotions today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much all for watching.
I was like looking up at the wrong thing. I was looking at that.
Oh, there's no even a
I
camera.
was like, cheers, guys.
That's the ring light.
You know, that's why I'm like, oh fuck, wrong thing. Hello.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
Do you think it might be a good idea for us to do the outro looking at the group camera? Because we're all in shot then.
Wow.
Why don't we just look at the ring light?
Wow.
All right, cool.
Oh, it was a good
Have
suggestion.
you done your outro?
No, it is. It is.
No, I
I was
haven't.
being serious.
All right.
So
That was like a good wow. Sorry, it
It's-
sounded like a probably.
That
Like
sounded so
it sounded so
condescending.
sarcastic in your defense. So my apologies.
it's outro and then cut to Kaif because he's got to sign off.
Yeah, true.
So thank you all for watching.
Oh, guys, outro time.
Right, thank you everyone for watching Tavern. Tune in next week for another episode.
Cheers.
Fuck you.
I'm looking at the wrong fucking. Hold on, you cut to him for doing that. Fucking stare up there, waving. And literally, they're like, "Hi," as the camera's looking this way.
Right, we're done.
Fucking hell.